The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Back in the box, little Luke. Don't you know we're partying until Saturday night?
You don't want to blow all the surprise out of Hussey's party.
Now, she won't mind a couple of toots.
Don't you know we gotta keep this thing quiet? As he finds out I bought all that stuff, why her birthday party won't be no surprise, eh, Tall? Busted.
Grandpa, don't you know we gotta keep this quiet?
Now, Senor Grandpa, we have the hats, the confetti, the horns.
Yeah, and I ordered the ice cream. We got the records for dancing.
You gonna buy Hassie some new rock and roll records?
No, use the old ones. Put them on the stove and heat them up and bend them a little while they'll be rockier and rolly than they was when she bought them.
That's pretty funny. Almost.
Yes, can't see it.
Hey, Senor Grandpa, what about the invitations?
Oh. Oh, doggone it. I done forgot them.
It's okay to keep the party a secret from Hussey, but don't keep it a secret from everybody.
You deliver them, will you, Pepina? Kate's already put the name and address on there. But tell the kids not to say nothing to Hassie or there won't be no surprise.
Okay, I go like a flash.
Well, get flashing.
Don't talk to me, talk to the car.
Get!
Oh, hi, Grandpa. Hi, Mr. McCoy.
Hey.
How are you? What's in the box? It's a secret. It's a surprise for Hassie's birthday.
Oh, I think you can tell them. It's some stuff I bought for Saturday night. Your paper hats and streamers and confetti.
And horns. It's a party, huh?
Yeah, it's for Hassie, a birthday party. She's 15 years old. You'll get your invitations. But a surprise party, you want to let her know.
You forgot one of your books. Gee, thanks a lot, Hassie. Oh, what's in the box, Grandpa?
None of you never mind. One of you females are cluttering up this place and standing around like this and hanging around when you ain't ought to be here. Now, go on, get out of here. Come on.
Grandpa, you don't have to be so mean. Come on, kids, I'll walk down a ways with you. You'll have to excuse Grandpa. Sometimes he's so grouchy.
That was a close one, huh, Grandpa?
Sure was, little Luke. From now on in, we got to be mighty careful. Can you keep a secret?
Don't worry about me. I don't know nothing about nothing.
I'm going to try you now. You don't know nothing about no birthdays, do you?
What birthday?
You don't know nothing about no surprises, do you?
What surprises?
You don't know nothing about what I got in this here box, do you?
What box?
Now you got it. That's the only way we can keep the secret from Hassie.
Who's Hassie?
Time sure flies. Golly, it's hard to believe that Hassie's going to be 15 come Saturday.
She's getting so pretty. Beginning to get serious about the boys, too.
Starting kind of young, ain't she? I remember you when you was 15. I don't think you were thinking about boys.
You just think that's what I wasn't thinking about.
Well, clear the road. I got to get this party stuff out in the barn before Hassie.
What, you want me to give you a hand, Grandpa?
No, I can handle it myself.
It sure is nice of you to do all
Aw,
this.
you're the sweetest grandpa girl ever had.
Cut out this mush now. I ain't a lot of work to do.
Quite a load you got there, Grandpa. Confetti and streamers and horns.
Now see what you done. You and your gall done beautiful.
Kate, I want to ask you something.
Oh, sure, Hassie. Go ahead. What is it?
Well, I just got to thinking. You know, Saturday's my birthday.
It is?
Oh, that's right. It is, Hassie.
Sure, I'm going to be 15. Can I have a party? Remember, a long time ago you said I could have one. You promised.
Oh, well, I know I did, Hassie, but we're going to be too busy this Saturday, ain't we, Luke?
Oh, yeah, we're going to be very busy. Look, Hassie, why don't you wait till next year, and then we'll give you a great big party when you're sweet 16.
Right.
16? Who knows if I'll even be alive then?
Oh, Mary don't want you to have a party.
What'd she say here about a party?
Saturday's my birthday, Grandpa.
It is?
Well, really, doesn't anyone around here know when my birthday is?
I know. It's Saturday. Are you going to be surprised? Sure. What do you think present I'm going to buy you?
Little Luke, ain't you got some chores to do outside?
Well, I finished them.
Well, what about the chickens? You better go out and feed them.
Grandpa, you fed them this morning.
Well, go out and see if they want a second helping.
All the other kids have parties. I don't see why I can't.
Well, didn't you tell her why she can't, Luke?
Oh, yeah. I told her we were too busy Saturday.
That isn't much of a reason.
Well, I can give you a better reason. Ashley, we just can't afford it. Now, all that party stuff costs a lot of money. Them hats and horns and things.
But I didn't say anything about hats and horns.
I know you didn't say nothing about hats and horns. I may be getting old, but I still can hear who's talking, especially when it's me.
Patsy, it ain't only the money. I don't have time to fix a party.
Yeah, and parties take a lot of fixing.
You won't have to fix anything. I just want to have some of my friends over.
Oh, no, Hash. Not that. I know what that means. That means just a bunch of kids yelling and hollering around here all night, keeping the chickens awake. They gotta have the rest. Especially that rooster. What do you want him, crowing in the morning or yawning?
You're all just being mean and unreasonable. You don't want me to have any fun or any friends.
Patsy, that's not so. It has nothing to do with you having friends. It's the way it is. We done our best, and well, that's why.
Yeah. Now do you understand?
Understand what?
Now, wait a minute. Come to think of it, there ain't no reason why she couldn't invite her friends over here. After all, it is her birthday, you know.
But, Grandpa...
Oh, thank you, Grandpa. And don't worry, you won't have to fix anything. It'll just be my close friends. I'll invite the kids to school tomorrow. Oh, golly, are we going to have a wonderful time?
Why in the world did you do that?
Have you gone plumb crazy?
Of course not. Leave her go ahead and invite her friends. They all tell her they can't come. They all know they got to keep the party a secret.
Well, how do you know they all know?
Katie here put on the invitation that it was supposed to be a surprise party, and Pepita's going to tell them we don't want no blabbing.
But you know how kids are.
Yeah, all it takes is one little slip of the tongue.
I sure hope nothing goes wrong.
Oh, there ain't nothing going to go wrong. You two are the scariest cats I ever seen in all my born days. Just a couple of...
Hi, Gladys.
Hi.
Are you going to Hassie's surprise party Saturday night?
Sure, Grandfather sent me an invitation yesterday.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? I mean, party in the barn and all.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, hi, kids.
Oh, hi, Hassie.
Listen, are you two doing anything Saturday night?
No, why?
Well, my birthday's Saturday, and I'm trying to get some kids to come over to my house in the evening. Can you come?
Oh, gee, Hassie, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't make it.
How come? You said you weren't doing anything.
Well, my uncle. I have to go with my folks over to my uncle's house, and we never do anything there. Nothing.
How about you, Gladys? Can you come?
I just remembered. Well, a lady on our street's having a baby, and I may have to babysit.
Hi, Hattie.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Jane. Doris. Listen, my birthday's Saturday, and I'm trying to get some of the kids to come over to my house Saturday evening. Can you come? Gee, I can't, Hattie. I've got to go to the dentist. On Saturday night? He's closed on Sunday. What about you, Doris?
Well, Hassie, I just can't come.
But I thought you were my two best friends. I was sure you'd come. Well, you see, Hattie, your Grandpa... What about Grandpa? It's nothing, Hattie. Nothing on it. All right, have a good time at the dentist on Saturday night. Everything. Just everything.
Well, it's got nothing to do with your birthday party, has it?
Yes, it has. I invited all my friends, and not one of them could come to my party Saturday night.
Well, now, Hassie, don't feel too bad about it. I'm sure they all had good reason why they couldn't come.
Oh, they had some wonderful reasons. Gladys said a lady on her street was going to have a baby, and she may have to babysit. Tommy said he had to go to his uncle's, and Jane said that she had to go to the dentist.
Well, maybe they were all telling the truth.
The truth? Charlie said that his father had a lot of bundles, and he had to stay home and open the door.
For goodness sake.
Some of the excuses were even worse than that. Don't you see, Kate? They don't want to come to my party. They don't even want to come to my house.
I can't imagine why not, Hassie.
I don't have to imagine. I know why they don't want to come here. It's because of Grandpa.
Grandpa? Oh, now, Hassie.
It's true. Jane let slip today that it was Grandpa, and after the way he insulted them when they were here yesterday, I don't blame them.
What's all this about?
None of the kids can come to Hassie's party, and she thinks it's because they don't like Grandpa.
Oh, that's hogwash.
No, it's not. Whenever the kids are around, Grandpa's so cranky and mean you can't stand him. You should have seen him yesterday when Jane and Doris were here. He practically insulted them.
Grandpa did?
You must have been hearing things.
I was standing right there. Jane heard it, too. She almost said something about it at school today.
Well, Hass, you're home kind of early, ain't you?
I suppose.
How'd things go in school today? You talk to your friends? About the party, I mean?
They all said they couldn't come, Grandpa.
Oh, good. I mean, they didn't say why, did they?
They all said they had other things to do.
Well, it's all right. That's the way they want it. Why, we'll just have a party for you right here with your own kinfolk. Yes, we'll have a big time. We'll whoop her up. Be just like New Year's Eve. We'll all sit around thinking a name for the new calf. And we'll play us a bang-up game of five-handed chickies. And to top that off, we'll all sit around the table and count a green stamp.
Hardly wait.
Grandpa, did you have to lay it on so heavy?
You didn't have to make her think she was going to have such an awful birthday.
Well, making her think that is the whole idea. It's like they say, the further you have to go for a cow, the sweeter the milk. Is everything ready down at the barn?
See. The decorations are off. The confetti and the balloons all around. The kids will say, it looks like real wow, man.
Well, that's good. Anybody show up yet?
Just the pigs and the cow.
Get them out of there. They ain't been invited.
Okay, but I hate to do it. They look so happy they must think the party's for them.
Now, listen here. I'll tell you what you got to do. You got to go down to the end of the road and watch for them kids, see?
Okay.
And as soon as you see them, jump in the car and bring me word that they're coming.
Uno si por tierra y dos si por mar.
What are you talking about?
One if by land and two if by sea. If I am going to make like Paul Revere, I got to talk like him.
Get on your horse and get going. Everything's going slick as a whistle. The barn's all fixed up and Peppina's down the road on the lookout for them kids.
I gotta hand it to you, Grandpa. When you set your mind on something, ain't nothing gets in your way.
Wowie! Now, here's a birthday cake.
Yeah, how about that? Kate really outdid herself, didn't she?
She sure did. Say, you put wheels on that and could be afloat in that New Year's parade in Pasadena. How's she doing? Getting all prettied up?
No, she's just sitting in my room crying her eyes out. Grandpa, I think this has gone far enough. Let's tell her about the party.
Well, now, look, Kate, I don't want to hurt Hassie no more than you do. But them kids is going to be here in a few minutes, and think how happy she's going to be then.
She's not going to be happy if we all of a sudden tell her about the party and she ain't dressed for it. Why, it'll be worse than not having a party at all.
I do declare, a man sure can get himself in a awful tangle just trying to do something to please a woman.
Grandpa, this whole idea was your making, so if you ask me, I think you ought to go in there and convince Hassie to get dressed up, even if you got to forget about the surprise.
I think so, too.
Well, all right. We're going together. I'll do the convincing. You have to get dressed. At least that'll be 2 against 1. That's the way things is around this house anyway now.
Hassie.
Yes?
Hassie, Grandpa'd like to talk to you, Hassie.
Yes? You shouldn't be moping around on a big, important night like tonight. You're 15 now, honey. Why, you should be putting on your best bib and tucker so you look like a young lady.
Why should I try and look like a young lady? Nobody in this family treats me like one. You act like I was an infant.
Now, consonant, Hassie, all we're asking you to do is get yourself dressed so we can get the party started.
Well, maybe sitting around the living room with the family trying to think up names for the new calf is your idea of a party, but it's not mine.
Well, we don't have to do that. These other things we can do more to your liking.
Like counting green stamps?
We don't have to do that neither. No telling what we might do.
There may be all sorts of surprises you don't know about, Hassie, but you're not going to find out about them unless you get yourself dressed up pretty.
Look, Hass, can't you see we're just busting our necks to give you a nice birthday?
All I can see is that you're trying to do everything you can think of to make this the most terrible birthday any girl ever had.
All right, Hass. We weren't going to tell you. But since you're so gall-darn stubborn, you might as well know.
Grandpa, the kids are here.
Take the cake down to barn.
What were you going to tell me, Grandpa?
What was I going to tell you?
Well, you said I might as well know. Know what?
Well, how do I know about what?
Well, what'd you start to say?
Well, I didn't start to say nothing. I ought to know what I didn't start to say if I'm the one that didn't start to say it. Some things to do. You can get addressed.
Now be careful carrying that.
Don't worry about me.
Careful with that cake, little Luke.
Boy, Grandpa, this is heavy.
You want Hassie to hear you and spoil the whole surprise?
Hassie McCoy, I'm giving you an order. Get yourself up right now and put that dress on.
All right, I give up. All I wanted to do was have a birthday party like all the other girls, but no, I couldn't, all because of Grandpa.
Your grandpa's done a whole lot more for you than you know about, Hassie.
Oh, yeah, I know what he's done. He's spoiled it so I won't ever have any friends. Well, I'm glad they wouldn't come over so I wouldn't have to introduce them to him. I wouldn't want to have him find out that my grandfather's a thick-headed old hillbilly.
Hassie, I'm ashamed of you talking like that.
Is she getting dressed, Grandpa? Grandpa, what's wrong?
Senor Grandpa, it's me, Pepino Revere. All the kids are here.
Go tell Luke.
Where are you going, Senor Grandpa?
I don't know. Maybe this old Billy better go back to his hill.
Senor Grandpa, what's wrong?
Hassie, I know you're upset, but you shouldn't talk that way about your grandpa.
Sometimes I think he just hates me.
Hassie, your grandpa don't hate you. He loves you.
So, you think your grandpa hates you, huh? Well, you come with me.
Where are we going?
Out to the barn. Come on, there's something out there I want to show you.
What are we in here for?
You'll see.
Surprise!
It's a surprise party for you, Hassie. Blow out the candles.
And make a wish. Go on.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Oh, thank you, Kate and Luke.
Don't thank us, Hassie.
It was your grandpa did it, Hassie.
Grandpa? But I thought... Where is Grandpa?
Where is he, Peppino?
Last time I saw him, he was out by the back porch.
What's he doing back there?
I don't know. He looked kind of funny.
Funny? Did he say anything?
No. He did say something. I don't know what he meant. He said, maybe this old Billy ought to go back to the hills.
Oh, no. He heard everything I said. Oh.
Well, everybody, let's get the party started.
Yeah.
Come on.
Turn on the music.
All right.
Grandpa? 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 Grandpa?
I'm over here, Hassie.
Oh, Grandpa, I'm so sorry for what I said. I didn't mean it. Honest. I just wanted a birthday party so bad, and you seemed to be doing everything you could to spoil it. I thought you were trying to be mean, so I said the meanest thing I could think of. Oh, please listen to me, Grandpa. I just hate myself for what I said.
You said the truth, Hassie. I don't blame you for not wanting to introduce me to your friends.
But I do.
I am a thick-headed old hillbilly and ignorant to boot.
But, Grandpa...
It's true, Hassie. I can't read and I can't write.
But reading and writing isn't what's important. Anybody can learn that. But you can't learn to be sweet and kind. You just gotta be it.
I ain't sweet and I ain't kind and I'm just plain ornery and you know it.
All right. But you're the orneriest old grandpa a girl ever had.
What do you mean old? I still got a hoot and a holler in me I ain't even used yet.
Yes, Grandpa.
I'm going to a birthday party. How about you be my date?
I'm with you, Grandpa.
Well, let's get going then. There ain't but one thing that can beat a McCoy dancing. And that's two McCoys.
Grandpa bruises easy, but he sure heals quick.
Grandpa sure is enjoying the party.
And you know something, too? The party's sure enjoying Grandpa.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
She started, Senor Grandpa. Boy, I always get a mouthful.
I'm surprised you don't like it, Pepita. Anybody that can eat them tamales ought to be crazy about gasoline. Luke! Come on, get a move on with that cement, would you? Come on, step lively, boy. We ain't ever going to get this hole fixed. You move slower than a feed worker.
Oh, Grandpa, that sack ain't exactly filled with feathers, you know.
I emptied the whole gas tank. 1 quart.
Well, that ought to be enough to start this here contraption.
Grandpa, when you get the hole filled with cement, can I put my footprints in it like the movie stars do?
You get that feet of yours to take you on to school. That's why I'll put you to work here.
Good luck.
And say, don't you wait to get out of sight and then chase them high heels. I see your footprints are wobbling all over the road out there.
Bye.
Scoot now.
Bye.
Bye, Hez.
Morning, Mr. Perkins.
Hello.
What you fixing to do, Amos?
Well, they're fixing to fix the hole in the road here. That's what we're fixing to do.
Every time we go over it with a load of eggs, all we got left is shells.
Everybody in this part of the valley's had experience with this hole. I hit it so often, I think I'm delivering airmail.
We'd have fixed it sooner, only we had to save up for the fixings.
Sure got to compliment you on your public spirit, Amos. Well, I got to be getting on. You know, us federal employees got a tight schedule. Got to keep it. Here's yesterday's mail. Ain't anything you can't pay next month.
I can do to help?
I suppose you want to put your feet in the cement, too, huh?
I got an idea. Why don't we let her start the ceremonies?
Yeah, that's a good idea, don't you?
Sure, yeah.
Me?
Why, sure. You deserve the honor. Why, if you hadn't nagged us about that hole, we never would have got around to fixing it. Go on.
Well, I ain't never made a speech in public before, but, well, here goes. Ladies and gentlemen, and Grandpa, when I throw this here gravel in this here hole, it's going to start a new way of life for us McCoys. I now christen thee the McCoy Smooth Spot.
Sugar babe, that was elegant. Wow, Ryan.
Well, hello there, Mr. McCoy.
How do you do, Officer Ryan? Well, glad to see you among the living.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you was to come buzzing along here after dark chasing the speeder and was to hit that hole there, say, before you could stop bouncing, there wouldn't be enough left of you to sweep up and bury in a snuff can.
Well, you certainly are a good citizen. But you
Well,
see,
I'm
you
glad you
can't...
appreciate what we're doing. Hey, come on, Luke. Get off from your arches there, will you, and throw in some more gravel.
No, wait a minute. I don't think you understand. You see, this is a county road. And while it's very nice of you to want to
Well,
fix it
don't
for
think
us...
nothing of it. If you don't quit telling us how nice we are, we ain't never going to get it done. Come on, Luke. Throw it down.
Hold it. Now, look, don't you understand? It's not up to you. It's the job of the county to fix the road.
The county?
That's right. It's their responsibility.
We sure didn't know that.
Well, you just report it to the county road supervisor, Mr. Wicker. He'll see that it's done.
You ain't funning us now.
No. He'll fix it right away.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably nobody ever reported it.
I declare, California sure is a wonderful state, ain't it?
It sure is. You know, back home in Smoky Corners, if you have a hole in the road, it's passed down from father to son.
Where I come from, to find a hole in the road, first you have to find the road.
Well, you just go down and see Mr. Wicker. He's down in room 702 in the city hall. He'll take care of you.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, officer.
It's all right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, Officer Ryan.
Well, pucker up, Peppini.
What for?
Suck the gas out of the cement mixer and flush it in the car. I gotta go to town. Mr. Wicker?
Yes?
My name is Amos McCoy. I'm one of your road customers.
Mr. McCoy, this is my lunch hour.
Oh, that's all right. You go right on eating. It don't bother me any at all. I just want to tell you about a hole in our road that needs mending.
Huh? Where is it?
You're straight out of town, 4.5 miles on the Foxdale Road. You won't have no trouble finding it. Just look for a pile of blowed-out tires and busted axles and broken eggshells.
Well, we'll fix it as soon as we can.
Well, I don't want to hurry about it. You don't have to fix it today. You could do it tomorrow, Tuesday.
Who said Tuesday?
Well, Wednesday, too, but do it in the afternoon. See, I have a little spare time. Then I can see that they're doing it right, you see.
Mr. McCoy, I didn't say Wednesday either.
Well, of course, Thursday, I guess, is the shank of the week, but if it's the only time you can do it, it's the only time you can do it.
Mr. McCoy, we have to schedule repair work and take it in sequence.
Well, would that be Friday, then?
I don't know when it will be. Now, it's my lunch hour.
Well, I guess Saturday be the best time anyway. You see, the kids will be home from school and they'd have the fun of watching.
Boy, I have hundreds of miles of road to keep in repair. And with limited manpower, I send my road crews where the need is most vital.
You know, every time I hit that hole, it shakes my vitals out.
Well, I think this interview is at an end. I have all the necessary information.
Well,
now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. McCoy. Goodbye, Mr. McCoy.
Wait a minute. Tell me when you want to fix the road.
I told you I can't tell you exactly when it's going to be.
Well, now, wait. Don't pull yourself up like that. You just forget about it. We fix it ourselves. It's been nice seeing you, Mr. Wicker.
Just a moment, Mr. McCoy. Did you say you were going to fix that road?
Sure, we got all the fixings.
I must remind you, this is a county road, and no private party is allowed to tamper with it.
Well, I ain't no private party. I'm a public citizen. And I ain't tampering with it. I'm going to fix it.
Boy, that road is under my jurisdiction, and I'm the only one that is allowed to fix it.
Well, when are you going to do it?
In due time.
And do it this week?
That's for me to decide.
Then we'd fix it ourselves.
Oh, no, you won't. We'll fix it.
When?
In due time. Now, don't start that again.
Then write me a thank you letter in the morning.
What for?
For fixing the road.
You do that, and I'll have you arrested for tampering with county property.
I'll be there at 6 o'clock in the morning with the shovel, the gravel, and the cement.
And I'll be there with the police.
Mr. Wicker, I hear tell that some people comes from snakes. Apparently you ain't made the change yet. Darn city officials.
Grandpa, what happened?
California. It's a wonderful state. Ask Mr. Wicker. He'll fix the road for you. Barley water. He ain't gonna fix nothing.
Well, who is?
I am at 6 o'clock in the morning.
What, you mean that Mr. Wicker ain't going to do nothing?
Oh, sure he is. He's gonna arrest me.
Wait, now, hold on, Grandpa.
Amos, you mean you're going to fix the road and defy Mr. Wicker?
You're gall-darn tootin' I am.
Amos, I'm proud of you. Standing up for the rights of the people. Defying the tyrannical. You're the kind of a man that made America great. Who got shot at Bunker Hill. Who caught the yellow fever, the Panama Canal.
Do you mind, Charlie? We'd kind of like to talk to Grandpa alone about this.
Well, look, it ain't no use. I done made up my mind.
Folks in this valley ought to know what kind of a hero we've got. Amos, from now on, you're going to get your mail on time.
Goodbye, Charlie.
Bye, Charlie.
Now, wait a minute.
Grandpa, now...
Now, there ain't no sense in you trying to talk me out of it. I'm going to fix that hole, and Wiggy can put me in jail for 50 years.
Grandpa, will you stop bellering?
Please, Grandpa, calm down.
I am calm. All I'm trying to say is I ain't going to let no weasel-faced politician tell me I can't fix a hole in front of my house. He's got my dandruff. I'll show him.
But, Grandpa, if they put you in jail.
Let him. If they ain't more decency and justice, I'd just won't be locked up. And I'll tell you one thing. They're going to have the squawkingest jailbird they ever tossed into their gall-darn coop. Any of you McCoys still awake up there? I sure could use a little help down here. I don't want to go to jail, and I can't back down. I know it's short notice, but if you could just give me a little advice between now and 6 o'clock, I'd be mighty grateful. Thank you. Good night.
Good morning, Grandpa.
Good morning, all.
Grandpa, I was wondering, are you still, what I mean is, it's almost 6 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I said I was going out there, and I am going out there. You can stop wondering.
Oh, fine. That's all I want to know. Well, Peppino, seeing as how Grandpa won't be around here anymore after 6 o'clock, I reckon I'll be giving the orders from now on. So would you mind spending the day mending the fences?
Si, will do.
Mending fence. You're supposed to be planting corn.
Well, Senor Amba, I know that's what you want me to do. But since you're going to be in jail, Senor Luke is the head of the McCoy.
Now, never mind that. Luke, when my rheumatism bothers me like it's bothered me today, this is corn planting time.
Look, Grandpa, I didn't ask to be made the head of the McCoys, but seeing as I am, Peppino, when you're through with the fences, would you mind getting rid of all the gravel in the chicken yard?
Let me have gravel to digest the food. Kate, you going to leave him ruin this farm?
Well, Grandpa, since you ain't going to be here, Luke's got to do what he sees fit.
Luke, my girls' club is meeting after school today. Can I put off milking the cow until after supper?
Well, I don't see why not.
Now, hold on a minute. Hassie don't do no milking.
Grandpa, I'd like to sit and jaw with you, but I got to go out and start cutting the hay.
Cutting the hay? Why, that hay ain't going to be ready for 4 weeks. It's hardly out of the ground yet.
Come on, Pete.
Now, see here, John.
Sorry, Senor Grandpa. I listen only to the boss.
Throwing the boss hairs off right now. And, Hassie, you can forget about that cow, because I'm going to do the milking as orders.
But, Grandpa, I thought you were going to jail today.
Leave this ninny here to undo everything I've done?
Well, Grandpa, what are you going to do about meeting Mr. Wicker down at the hole in the road? It's almost 6 o'clock.
Look, running this farm right and keeping this helpless bunch out of the poorhouse is more important. I just gotta forget the gall-darn hole in the road.
Is that the way you want it, Grandpa?
No, that ain't the way I want it, but I can't help myself. Now go on, sit down and eat your breakfast. All of you. Thank you. I knowed you'd finally come through. Come on, neighbors! flashing them things in my eyes. What's all the yelling about?
It's for you, Amos. We're all on your side.
What in Sam Hill are you talking about?
All these folks have been a victim to that hole in the road. When I told them that you were fighting their battle with Wicker, they came here to show you that they're with you.
That's mighty nice of them.
I called up the newspapers and told them what you were going to do. And when you flop that shovel full of gravel in that hole, we'll be taking pictures of that historic moment as they drag you off to jail.
Well, now, Charlie, I'm mighty grateful to you for blabbing this all over town, but according to my plan,
Did you hear that? He's grateful. We're the ones to be grateful because you're fighting our fight.
Now, wait a minute. Please, everybody.
Grandpa, you ain't gonna do it, are you?
I said I ain't, and I ain't. Hey, now listen to me, everybody. Listen to me. There's a lot of you folks around here that have been running off at the mouth. And on account of certain helpless people, I can't...
It's 6 o'clock, McCoy, and I'm giving you my last warning. Stay away from this hole or suffer the consequences.
I'm warning you, McCoy. Don't you dare touch that hole. No, Senor Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Please, Grandpa, don't. Please, Grandpa.
Senor Grandpa.
You're just going to get yourself in trouble, Mr. McCoy.
Trouble? Why, us McCoys in trouble has been close kin for years. We mixed it up with redcoats, redskins, and revenuers. And when we want doing that, we mix it up with each other. Now, I'm telling you once and for all, I ain't going to be lorded over by no pipsqueak city official.
Officer Ryan, arrest that man.
Please get down off your high horse and admit you just plain lost your temper.
I ain't admitting nothing of the kind.
Being arrested and having to go to court tomorrow. After you promised us you was going to forget all about that old hole in the road.
Oh, this man can just take so much. That wicker sneered right in my face. And I got the sort of a face that just don't take kindly to sneering.
Look, Grandpa, why don't you just go down to the judge, tell him you're sorry, admit you was wrong, and throw yourself on the mercy of the court?
The mercy of the court?
Sure, Grandpa, you can trust the judge to be fair.
Oh, hogwash. That's like telling the sitting hen she can trust a chicken hawk. I'm going down there and I'm going to tell them I ain't guilty. If they want to fight about it, I'll fight them. I'll take it to the Supreme Court. And if that don't do no good, I'll take it clear on up to the Better Business Bureau.
Oh, hello, Charlie.
Morning, Kate. There's your mail. It's today's.
Thank you, Charlie.
There he is, Amos McCoy, hero of the San Fernando Valley.
Well, thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie, look, if it's all the same to you, would you kind of go easy on that hero of the San Fernando Valley stuff?
Oh, it's true, Luke. Everybody's up in arms after what happened yesterday. They're saying that Amos is the most courageous man they ever seen, and that he's another Patrick Henry.
Did they say that, did they?
Well, now, take it easy, Grandpa.
Hey, go on. Keep going, Charlie.
They're going to form the Amos McCoy Brigade. And if you're found guilty, they're going to come up here and each man is going to throw a shovel full of gravel in that hole out there. And when all the husbands get themselves thrown in jail with you, the wives are going to march on the courthouse.
And that's what I call real friends.
I'll tell you, this is real big. Amos, you're the man of the hour. Well, I got to get on with my mail. Carry on, leader.
Well, leader, looks like you really started something.
They're really behind me, ain't they?
You proud of yourself, Grandpa?
Well, can I have the folks admire what I done?
Patrick Henry? You got a mob stirred up is what you got. Grandpa, you could get them folks into a lot of trouble if you let them go through with this.
It's all wrong, Grandpa, and you know it. No good ever come of folks defying the law.
When folks start taking the law into their own hands, anything can happen. Well, now, listen, Grandpa. You could be the cause of a riot or a revolution. No telling where it'll lead.
You want that to happen, Grandpa? Other folks disobeying the law, causing no end of trouble on account of you?
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to town.
What for?
I got some personal business to tend to. Private personal business.
If it hadn't been for your stupidity, we wouldn't be in this mess. And look at all these letters. Every one from angry citizens complaining about the way this administration is treating McCoy.
Yes, Your Honor, but...
Somehow I have got to find McCoy innocent. Do you hear that, Wicker?
Yes, Your Honor, but...
Somebody's got to take the blame for this whole thing. And I know who it's got to be. You.
Me.
Tomorrow in court, you're going to take full responsibility. You're going to apologize to McCoy for provoking him and for not fixing that hole in the road. You're going to admit you're to blame for the whole thing. And after that, there's only one course left for me, and that is to find McCoy innocent. Then the whole thing will be done and finished. Come in.
Morning, Judge. I'm Amos McCoy.
McCoy? You're McCoy? You're the one that started this tempest in the teapot?
I don't know nothing about no teapots. But I come down here to get this thing settled quiet like. I come ahead of time to tell you I want to plead guilty.
Guilty?
Yeah, you see, I've been thinking it over.
Oh, but Mr. McCoy, you can't. Well, I'm sure there must be extenuating circumstances.
No, I ain't seen none of them things. All I know is a lot of my friends is fixing to get themselves in trouble on account of me. You know, I still think I got a raw deal, but laws is laws and they're made to protect folks. I don't want my friends and neighbors to take the law in their own hands, you see.
That's very well said, Mr. McCoy, but the fact remains that, Mr. Wicker, you have something to say, haven't you? Haven't you, Mr. Wicker?
Well, yes, Your Honor, I have. Mr. McCoy, I admit what happened out in the road was all my fault. I should have fixed the road when you wanted me to, but I didn't. And there was nothing left for you to do but go out in the road and do what you did. It was all my fault.
Excuse me, Mr. Wicker, but am I hearing you right?
Mr. McCoy, you weren't to blame in the least.
Well, this sheds an entirely new light on the situation. Mr. McCoy, the case is dismissed.
It is. But you can't do that, Judge. You see, I done broke the law. It don't matter how I done it, but you can't dismiss it. You got to do the honest thing and sentence me.
All right, Mr. McCoy, if you insist. In view of the evidence presented, I sentence you to 1 day at hard labor.
Hard labor?
Supervising the repair of that hole in your road by Mr. Wicker's construction crew.
Yeah?
Wicker, first thing tomorrow, you get out there and fix that hole in the road if you have to carry a shovel and a wheelbarrow yourself. Court's adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you both. Just can't figure it. It don't make sense. There's only one of you McCoys up there shifty and underhanded enough to have wiggled me out of this mess. I want to thank you, Uncle Hezekiah. You know, when you passed on, I thought you was heading in another direction. Feels like you snuck in the back door. Maybe better lay low for a spell. If they hear about what you just done, they might take a closer look at the guest book, you know.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Well, I don't know if we ought to sell Jenny, Grandpa. She's an awful good milker.
Of course she's a good milker. Do you think I'd sell a man a cow that won't give her?
Hey, we couldn't maybe sell him a couple of pigs instead, could we?
Not if the man wants milk, we couldn't. No.
Thank you for helping me with the dishes, Peppino.
Well, it was my pleasure, especially after such a wonderful meal. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, Peppino.
Good night, Peppino. Good night. Now, about the cow, Grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa, I got a wonderful idea. I wanted to talk to you about it. They're having a sale on wallpaper at that store down on Main Street, and I was thinking maybe we could pay for our bedroom.
Yeah, that room does need a little perking up. What was you saying about the cow?
Yeah, the wallpaper I was thinking of, Grandpa.
Look, sugar, babe. Me and Grandpa, we're talking a little business right now.
Oh, well, don't let me disturb you.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, well, Look, Grandpa, I'll admit that we don't really need 2 cows around here.
No, that's right, Luke. We got old Bess, and after all, we ain't in the dairy business, you know.
No, now, look, if we could get those plowshares, Grandpa, I think we'd get them for about $10.
Grandpa, you all finished talking business now?
Yeah, got it all wrapped up.
Sure is a pretty moon, ain't it, Luke?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really like them orange ones. It kind of puts a fella in a romantic mood.
Does it honest, Luke?
Sure does, sugar babe.
Chucky's it all set up, Luke.
Coming, Grandpa. See, that moonlight makes you look mighty pretty. Gotta go in, Grandpa's waiting.
Luke McCoy, you're going to get the beat of your life tonight.
Well, are you forgetting what I did to you last Tuesday?
I was a sick man. I should have been in bed. Oh, looky, I got the blacks.
Wait.
Guess I take the first move, huh?
How come you got the blacks?
Look, you want to play or you want to argue?
All right, go ahead.
You get yourself in trouble already.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. I didn't see that.
You weren't supposed to.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that was a beauty.
Yeah, you've never seen a much sneaky move, did you?
Let me see here.
Why don't you move it back the other way, Luke?
Well, I can't, you see, until I move it to the end and then make it a king.
How do you get a queen?
Well, there ain't no queens in checkers.
You know, Kate, this is a man's game.
Well, I just thought as long as you had a king, it's sort of fitting that you have a queen.
Look, sugar babe, I was just thinking, how about you making some fudge?
Would you really like some, Lou?
Yeah, I sure would. How about you, Grandpa?
Tongue's just hanging out for some.
Okay, I'll make you some.
Steady your move, Luke.
Well, here's the fudge.
None for me, thanks.
No, thanks.
Sounds like Kate dropped the plate.
She's getting kind of careless about that lately.
Well, you got me trapped, Grandpa. I give up.
Oh, well, that's 4 in a row.
Tomorrow's another night.
Yeah, and the slaughter goes on. Well, say goodnight to Kate for me, Luke.
Yeah, I'll do that, Grandpa. Good night.
Good night, you said.
Grandpa says good night, sugar babe, and I believe I'll hit the hay myself.
Well, now, ain't that considerate of you two to take the trouble to say goodnight to little old me?
Well, us McCoy men was always brung up to respect our women folk. Sugar babe. Sugar babe. What, is anything wrong?
What could be wrong? There's nothing I enjoy more than spending an evening talking to myself and then going out and making fudge, because you asked me to. Spending an hour and a half in the kitchen and then come to find out you didn't really want it at all, and I've got it all to myself.
Gosh, I'm sorry, sugar babe. I guess we just got so wrapped up in that game.
Oh, it's not just the fudge, Luke, and it's not just tonight. It's been every night for the last couple of weeks. You've been acting like I wasn't even there. You ain't getting bored with me, are you?
Kate McCoy, don't you never say nothing like that again.
Well, what is it, then?
I think I know what it is. I think Grandpa's been leaning on me a little more than usual lately. You see, with George and Florrie away the past month, Grandpa ain't had nobody to spend his time with. And naturally, he kind of looks to me.
What are we going to do about it, Luke? I just don't want to go on night after night twiddling my thumbs.
I understand.
Then you will talk to Grandpa.
I'll just explain to him I can't play checkers with him every night. Of course, I got to tell him kind of delicate-like, because I don't want to hurt his feelings. Now, don't you fret about it, huh? You know, that old moon up there ain't going to stay orange like that forever.
Now, girls, I want you to take a look at this, see? This is grade A extra large, and this is where the money is.
Hi, Grandpa.
Say, you've been hiding Grandpa and me all day. You look like you got something on your mind, son.
Yeah, well, I've been doing some thinking about women.
Yeah, well, I guess you thinking about women would put that look on your face.
No, I mean the kind of women we got back home in West Virginia, Grandpa, like Grandma and the rest. You see, I just trying to remember how they spent their evenings.
Spend their evenings? Spend their evenings doing chores. That's how they spent their evenings. It was just rough on women in them days. You had a big bread for the morning, boil water in a big pot out of the creek, and sew buttons on everybody's clothes.
Yeah, well, times is different now, Grandpa.
It sure is different. Yes, sir. Now they buy the bread, and they get the water out of the spigot, and everything's zipping. The wife of yours, Kate, she sure has a good life. As soon as she finishes the dishes, she's got the whole evening to herself. Nobody to bother her.
Well, that's the trouble, Grandpa. You see, well, Kate's got a kind of a little problem, and that's what I want to talk to you about.
Well, quit stalling around about it. Out with it. You know, if we don't get our chores done by supper time, we ain't going to get that shaggy board right away.
Well, it's like this,
You know,
Grandpa.
Luke, you just don't know how I look forward to them checker games in the evening with you.
Yeah, I know.
Sort of makes the whole day worthwhile. Well, what was Kate's problem?
Yeah, well, you know, I guess it just sort of skipped my mind.
Oh, Luke, for a young fella, you're sure getting soft in the head. Well, I can't wait no longer. I got to go slop them hogs. Mighty fine meal, Kate.
Oh, thank you, Grandpa.
I'm going to do some checking outside. It might blow tonight.
Did you speak to Grandpa, Luke?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I spoke to him.
And did you explain things to him?
Well, in a way, I did the best I can.
You didn't hurt his feelings none now, did you?
No. No, I was very, very careful about that.
How simple things are, Luke, once you put your mind to it. It's going to be a right pleasant evening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Luke, I thought you'd have the checkies all set up.
Well, I don't know as how I feel like playing checkers tonight, Grandpa.
You ain't sick, are you, son?
No. I just thought that maybe all three of us could just kind of sit around tonight and talk for a spell.
Well, what is there to talk about?
Well, lots of things, Grandpa, like how you sold the cow today for $100 and what we're going to do with all that money.
You out of your head talking about business with Kate? Ain't she got enough on her mind without worrying about money matters? Right, Kate?
Grandpa, I don't mind talking about things like that sometimes.
Now, Kate, you're just being your own sweet self. Luke ought to know better. Why don't you run along and do what your girl done, please? And Luke, you get out checkerboard.
Grandpa, I want to tell Kate about the cow.
Real bullheaded about it, ain't you?
Kate, we're going to buy all kinds of things for the farm with that money.
Oh, Luke, could we get some new wallpaper for the bedroom? It wouldn't cost very much.
Well, now, I think that's a wonderful idea, yeah. Yeah, paper in that room will make it look mighty pretty. Don't you think so, Grandpa?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's just what the room needs. Yeah, I'll go along with that. Well, come on, are you going to play checkers, ain't you?
What else are you going to buy with the money, Luke?
Well, I was figuring we could maybe buy a couple of new plowshares. That'd run about $50, I guess.
Oh, no. Luke, you just won't listen, would you? Now, Kate's being nice about it, but women don't like to hear about finances. They crack. Why, I've seen them come apart like a 10-cent flute.
Maybe we ought to talk about something else.
Such as?
Anything.
Why don't you let Kate get on with what she wants to do, and let's get to that checking game.
Well, you see, Grandpa.
Yeah?
I mean...
Luke, you've got something to say to Grandpa, ain't you?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, well, me and Kate.
What is it, Luke? You got a problem? Speak out. That's what your old grandpa's is here for, you know. They're about the young folks. Come on. What you got in your mind?
It ain't important, Grandpa. It can wait.
Well, let's stop wasting time and get to the checking game.
Sugar, babe?
Now you done it. Now you done it, Luke. I warned you. Never talk business with a woman. It gets them upset. Now go on in there and apologize. How much we'll go to bed? We can play tomorrow night instead.
Don't touch me. Luke, you lied to me. You didn't say nothing at all to Grandpa this afternoon.
Well, with Grandpa, you got to do things kind of gradual like. He's sensitive, you know that.
Luke, I love Grandpa dearly. You know I do. But he's got to be made to understand that you got a wife that you can't just lock up in the barn at night like a mule.
Well, I'm going to tell him. But I got to wait for the right time. I don't want to hurt him.
Oh, but you don't mind hurting me in the meantime. All right. You just go ahead and have your little evenings all to yourself. And don't you worry none about me.
Now, hold on, sugar babe.
And what's more, until you get this thing straightened out, I ain't talking to you.
Well, all right. If you ain't talking to me, then I ain't talking to you.
That's all right with me.
Well, good night.
Good morning, Luke. It's a fine morning.
Morning, Grandpa.
I was just saying to Kate, I was glad to see you get that thing straightened out last night. The secret of being happy married, you know, is... I see the shooting ain't over yet. if you two ain't never going to talk, why, we might as well get ourselves a smaller table.
You got a problem, all right.
Well, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I guess you got problems of your own.
Look, everybody must talk to somebody. And right now you haven't got somebody, so you must talk to me.
Well, you see, Peppino, I just can't come right out and tell Grandpa that I got to share my evenings with Kate because he's liable to get the idea that he's in the way or something.
Well, for the sake of your wife, somebody must tell him.
Yeah, well, who?
Well, I hope I ain't disturbing you gentlemen. What time is they serving tea around here?
Well, I was just leaving, Grandpa. I got to go slop the hogs.
Senor Grandpa,
What is it, Peppino?
I would like my wages.
Wages? But they ain't said it yet.
I know. But I like them now because maybe you won't give them to me after you fire me.
Who in tarnation said anything about firing you?
After I tell you what I'm going to tell you, you'll fire me.
Then what are you telling me for? You're only cutting your own throat.
It's my throat.
Don't you worry about your wages. You'll get them. But if I fire you, it'll be my ID. There ain't nobody works for me who's going to tell me when I'm going to fire him. Now, what's this all about?
Well,
come on, out with it.
Senor Grandpa, you are the cause of all the trouble at the house.
Me? What are you talking about?
For the last few weeks, every evening you think Senor Luke must spend all his time only with you. Senora Kate, she likes company too.
In the evenings?
It is not like the old days. Women don't like to be left alone.
How come you know all about what's going on over the house?
Well, I just know, that's all.
Well, why didn't they tell me about it?
Well, Luke is afraid to hurt your feelings. Me, I'm fired.
You're on the cause of it all, huh?
Si, senor. Now, if you give me my wages, I will get off your property.
I guess I have been kind of crowding Luke lately with George McMichael and Flory away, but I never did think about Kate. I tell you, Peppino, just me and you just keep this between us, huh? And I ain't going to fire you.
You're not?
Well, there's things around this farm that needs improving, and, well, I guess maybe I'm one of them, so for improving things, instead of firing you, I'm going to give you a raise. Right? Ain't you kids got some homework to do?
If you say so, Grandpa. Come on, little Luke.
Kate, you buy that wallpaper yet?
No, I'm going to do it tomorrow, Grandpa. Bye.
Well, I've been thinking about papering that room, and I can't see much point in spending money for such nonsense.
Well, I don't think it's nonsense, Grandpa. Do you, Luke? You said it was all right, Grandpa. You said you liked the idea.
You sure did. I heard you say it.
All right, I said it. I can change my mind if I want to. There ain't no law against that, is there?
Well, Grandpa, paper don't cost much. It does it, Kate. And the paste, well, that ain't nothing.
Look, I said no, and I mean no.
Now, look, Grandpa, about that money you got for selling Jenny. Well, I helped raise that cow from the time she was a little bitty calf. And I think I ought to have something to say about what we're going to do with the money.
He's right, Grandpa.
You may be the head of the house, Grandpa, but me and Kate, we got some rights too, ain't we, Kate?
Well, I think we have. We're not going to spend a whole lot of money. It only costs about $8, and we'd have a real nice bedroom, wouldn't we, Luke?
Now, look, you both heard me. You know how I feel, and that's the end of it.
Well, I don't understand, Grandpa.
Me neither. He's never acted that way before.
I don't think we're asking too much, do you, hon?
No, you'll make the bedroom look awful nice.
I'm going to go have another talk with him. Grandpa, we want to talk to you about that wallpaper.
What is it to talk about?
Well, Grandpa, me and Kate really want to paper that room. We just can't understand why you're so dead set against it.
Well, it's a matter of dollars and cents, Luke. We have got some cash, but the important thing now is to find out what the best thing is to spend it for.
All right, it seems to me then like we ought to have a regular business discussion about it.
Well, that's right. Now, we need 2 new plowshares.
Well, if you're going to have a business discussion, I guess maybe I better go.
Hey, now, wait, Kate. You sit yourself right down. In a discussion like this, it's sometimes good to have a woman in on it.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Now, about that wallpaper. I say no. It's going to take a lot of talking for you two to unconvince me.
Well, now, listen, Grandpa.
Grandpa, look,
the
this
paper's
is
beginning to
gonna
peel
cost
off
very
that
much
wall
money.
like the
Look,
skin
you
off
do
a
it
lizard. You
yourself,
never
you
saw
know.
anything like it.
Look, the
I'm going to wake half the night
No.
tracing the rings. Hey, ain't you two going to help me at all?
Be right there in a minute, Luke. You see, there's a pin here. Now, you can move this any way you want it.
Oh, and not sideways, though.
No, just crosswise. It's going to take you quite a spell to get used to the fine points of the game, but you make it. Well, go ahead, show move now.
Your move, Grandpa.
You know something, Kate? You're sneakier than I am. And that's pretty goddamn sneaky.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Well, don't stand there like an idiot. Get a hold of the other end of this couch and help me get her out of here.
What for?
Never mind what for. I'm your grandpa, and when I say lift, lift.
Now, wait a minute, Grandpa. Put it down.
I ain't got time.
Put it down, please. Now, what's this all about?
I just come from Johnson's house. Who do you think is there and is heading this way?
A couch thief?
Now, Luke, this is no time for joshing. The county tax man is coming. Do you know you have to pay taxes on your furniture in this county?
No, I can't say as I did.
God, dumbest thing I ever heard about, and I ain't going to pay it.
Well, I never heard of it neither, Grandpa, but if the law says you got to pay taxes, you got to pay it.
Doggone it, this furniture come from West Virginia, and I ain't going to pay no California tax on it.
You can't do a thing about it, Grandpa.
I can, too. They can't charge you no taxes on something you ain't got, can they?
Well, I guess not, but...
Never mind the buts. Get over there on the other end and help me, Luke. Go on. Hurry, will you, Luke? He'll be here in a half hour.
Now, wait, look, Grandpa, now wait, put that down. Now, put it down. We ain't gonna hide nothing. Sit down. Sit down on the couch. Now, look, Grandpa, sit down, catch your breath, and listen to us. It's again the law not to pay your taxes. That's number one. Now, number two...
I know you can count. Get to the point.
Number three, the furniture ain't all yours. Some of it belongs to Luke and me, things my mother give us.
There's one thing you two don't seem to understand, and that is that I'm trying to help you.
If the law says we have to pay taxes, then we've got to pay them. Hiding furniture and the like will only get us in trouble,
Yeah,
Grandpa.
now, just simmer down, Grandpa. Forget it. When the tax man comes, Grandpa, show him around the place and let him look at whatever he wants to see.
That's Flory. Come on, Luke.
Where you two off to?
Oh, we're just going to go do a little shopping in town with Flory. See you later, Grandpa.
And remember, Grandpa, honesty is the best policy.
Don't go reciting none of your poetry on me.
What are you doing?
Well, I ain't milking a cow. Get down the other end of the couch and help me move it out of here.
Where are we going to put it?
You didn't anywhere put it in the haystack. Where else would we put it?
I'm not sure if that makes sense or not. Where are you going to plug in the lamp?
Look, we ain't only moving this furniture, we're hiding it. Now go on, get down the end of the couch there.
Senor Grandpa, why are we hiding the furniture in the haystack?
I know you was going to ask that question sooner or later. Seems every time I try to help my family, all I get is a lot of numbers and questions.
Yeah, but why?
Well, now look. You see all that furniture just as far as the eye can see? Now, where'd that come from?
West Virginia?
Write that down in your mind.
Si, senor.
The trees that the furniture was made out of was grown in West Virginia. The lumber was milled in West Virginia. And the carpenter fella that put the furniture together was born and raised in Smoky Corners, West Virginia. Now, I'm going to ask you one simple question, and I want one straightforward answer. What kind of furniture is it?
Living room.
You're an idiot. West Virginia furniture. Now, do you think it's right I should pay a California tax on it?
Well, it's a nice story, and you tell it nice. But if it's the law, it's the law. I don't think I better help you.
Peter, weren't you telling me here a while back that the lady friend of yours, Conchita, had an awful temper?
Si, senor. Like a tiger.
And who was it you took to the tamale festival last night? Dolores, wasn't it?
I will take the heavy end.
Tax revenue or ain't going to see this furniture.
Senor Grandpa, there's still more pieces in the house. Where are we going to hide them?
Well, that's Luke and Kay's stuff. They want to pay a tax on it, but me, I'm a hiding mine. Now, come on. That fella'll be here in a minute. We forgot the guard darn table.
Well, I'll put it in the haystack.
Well, hurry up.
Senor Grandpa, car.
That's the tax man.
Well, what will I do with the table? He's going to see me.
Here, give it to me. Hey, get me that bucket off the porch.
Well, you never get the table in this bucket. I can still see the table.
That ain't a table now. That's a bird bath. Well, morning.
This the McCoy place?
That's right. I'm Amos McCoy, owner and operator.
I'm Earl Wells, your county tax assessor.
Well, more power to you. This is my foreman, Pepina.
I do?
Mucho gusto.
I'm here to determine your tax for this year.
Is it that time already? Come along, follow me. I'll show you around the place.
One walnut table, one galvanized iron bucket. Much furniture, have you?
Oh, no. You see, it's an old McCoy saying, have a few things, but good quality.
There's an interesting arrangement. A footstool, table, a lamp, but no chair.
Well, you see, I'm a farmer. And I'm on my feet all day, and my feet's the only part of me gets tired.
You are kidding me, aren't you?
Yeah. You know, as a matter of fact, one of them dining room chairs fits right in the back of the stool there.
Your dining table seems to be missing.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people say that, don't they, Pepina?
Every time they sit down for dinner.
You see, this is where the family holds meetings. And the chairs are set like this, well, so they can see each other while they're talking.
Uh-huh. Well, let's see what else you have here. Oh, you got company, Reverend Bascom.
Well, that's nice. Mighty nice. Reverend Bascom? Be right out, Reverend.
Well, it's hot outside. Why don't you ask the Reverend to come in?
Why don't you keep that enchilada yappy yours closed? The Reverend knows we got more furniture than this. Oh, how do you do, Reverend? Good afternoon, Amos. Say, you sure picked a bad time to come by. Kate and Lucas done gone to town. Now, of course, if you want to hop in your car and drive real fast, you might catch them. They've been gone about an hour.
Well, I just came by to talk to Kate about teaching a Sunday school class, but I can see her later.
Yeah, that'd be fine later.
I'm terribly thirsty, Amos. Do you have a little glass of lemonade or even a little ice water will do?
Well, yeah, Reverend. Set yourself down in the shade a spell, and I'll go fetch you a drink.
As I drove by, I thought you had a lemonade stand on your lawn.
Oh, that? Oh, yeah.
But I realize now that it's only a bird bath.
Yeah, only a bird bath.
Well, I got just about everything figured out, Mr. McCoy.
I'll be with you in a minute, Mr. Wells. I'm watering the Reverend.
Is that Earl Wells I hear in there?
Shall I start the car for the getaway? I got friends below the border.
Hello there, Earl. What are you doing out here? Huh?
I'm assessing the McCoy properties.
Oh, I see. They have a nice place here, haven't they? It's, What's happened?
Well, Reverend, it's kind of hard to say.
Your rocking chair, your sofa, the dining room table, where are they?
Well, it's like I say, it's hard to say.
Amos, is there something you want to tell me?
No, Reverend, they ain't.
Let me put it this way. Is there something you don't want to tell me?
You're getting warm, Reverend.
I thought so. A little financial problem came up, and you had to get rid of some of your furniture, didn't you?
Yeah, something financial come by, we had to get rid of it.
And how like you not to want to say anything about it? Oh, I understand. Saving your pride in front of a stranger. You had a bad potato crop last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, Reverend, but that didn't have nothing to do with it.
Say no more, my son. I want you to know that you are not without friends.
I know of one I wish you was without.
Well, my job is done. Now I'll just submit my assessment, and they'll send you a bill. But don't worry, Mr. McCoy. I'll go easy with you.
That's mighty neighborly of you.
I'll walk with you to your car, Earl.
Fine, Reverend. Good day, gentlemen.
Be of good cheer, Amos.
Thank you, Reverend.
What a pity. To sell their furniture, probably to buy food and clothing.
He tried to tell me that odd arrangement of furniture was part of their decorative scheme.
He's a proud man. Very proud.
Well, I guess that's just about everything.
See, I think everything is back in place.
Thanks,
See you later, Florrie.
And just in time, too. Now, remember, you don't know nothing about what happened here today.
See, but maybe I better leave. I think I look guilty.
Let me see. Yeah, you better go ahead. Welcome home.
Hi. You're just in time.
In time for what?
Just in time to say goodbye because I'm leaving.
What's wrong with Pino?
Well, you know how he is. Always makes him feel important to leave.
Ooh-wee. It sure was hot in town today.
Oh, yeah. Did you have a good time, though?
A real good time. By the way, did that tax man come?
Oh, yeah, he was here. He was a nice fella, too, you know. He looked over everything and said he's going to send us the bill.
I'm sure glad you didn't try to fool nobody.
Don't pay not to pay your taxes.
Lou?
Huh?
Don't chew on that straw. It's a bad habit.
No.
Give me that. Will you look at this sofa? There's straw all over it. Look behind this pillow.
All behind this pillow, too.
Well, now, how'd that happen? A strong wind to blow right clean through the screen.
Grandpa, I know what you did.
You do?
I know what you did, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
I can explain, Kate.
You're the head of the family. You're supposed to be setting a good example. Now, ain't you ashamed?
Well, I couldn't help myself.
Shaking out your overalls in the living room. Strangest things going on in town. I can't understand it.
What happened, Sugar Babe?
Well, I went into 2 stores, the grocer and the drugstore, and neither one of them would take my money.
What?
They both said, pay me when you got it, and I had it, but they wouldn't take it.
The goddarnedest thing I ever heard.
Well, maybe they was trying to trap you into one of them charge accounts. You know, so you'll buy things you don't need just to show you can.
I don't know. It sure is strange.
today. When I left for school this morning, Kate gave me 2 sandwiches. 1 peanut butter and jelly and 1 peanut butter.
That's a good, healthy lunch.
Well, I no sooner sat down when a bunch of kids started coming up and giving me their sandwiches. Look it. I got a roast beef, American cheese, 2 hams, peanut butter and lettuce, and a bologna.
Hey, and they just give them to you?
Yeah. Went to school with 2 and I came back with 6.
Hello? Nobody's here. Pepino speaking. That's right, this is the McCoys, but I'm not one. Who? Mr. Wells, the taxman. Uh-huh. See? You will be here in an hour. See? Well, there will be somebody here. I'm hanging up my end.
Peppino!
See, Senor Grandpa.
Where's that lemonade you're supposed to be fixing?
It is.
Yeah, thank you. It's good.
I will give you another glass, but I'm saving one for Mr. Wells.
That's good, yeah.
He'll have a hot ride out here from town today.
Yeah, it's a hot one today, all right. Well, can't stay here no longer. There's a lot of work to be done outside. Sophie, you lift. Why'd you tell me what was coming? Come on, lift.
No, it is wrong. I am going to be firm. I will not lift.
If you lift the end of that sofa, you'll be on the sweaty end of a sledgehammer in the rock pile.
Well, then you stand there, Senor Grandpa. Lift.
Sure picked a scorcher of a day to walk through mine.
Now, Luke, you walk 10 times that far every day plowing.
I'm going to get a drink of water.
Oh, get some for me, will you, Luke?
Catfish! What happened to the furniture? Grandpa! Grandpa, Luke! Hey, Pepino! Oh, they sure cleaned us out. Look there. Grandpa's sofa's gone. And his desk is missing. And look there. His rocker's gone.
Oh, and look, Grandpa's mantel clock that Grandma gave him.
And the dining room table that he brought all the way out here from West Virginia. Kate, I better call Sheriff Nielsen right now.
Wait a minute, Luke. Now, wait. Don't it strike you kind of funny that all of our stuff is still here and the only thing missing is Grandpa's? Well, just look around.
What is that? The dining room table, the rocker, the
desk, the sofa?
Just Grandpa's stuff.
You don't suppose Grandpa... No, he promised that he was going to pay them taxes. Besides, the tax man's already come and gone.
Yeah, well, maybe he's coming back. Or maybe they're going to send another one. I wonder where Grandpa put this stuff.
Sometimes it's good to make believe you're Grandpa and try to think where you might have hid it.
I can't think with Grandpa's mind. Sometimes I don't know how Grandpa thinks with it. Somebody's here now.
Good afternoon, my children.
Reverend.
Oh, Reverend. Good afternoon. Come on in.
I'm glad I found you in. Luke, will you come to my car and give me a hand? I have some clothes for you and a couple of boxes of canned goods.
But for us, Reverend, we don't need any...
Bless you, my child. You're a proud one.
Reverend, there must be something wrong. We don't need charity.
No. Don't think of charity as something to be ashamed of. Think more of it as the goodness and kindness of your friends and neighbors. Now, Luke, if you'll just follow me.
Reverend, now, look, there's some mistake. Honest, we don't need it. We got the bank loan. We got a real good crop coming up.
Yeah.
We're in good shape.
When I was here before, Amos said you had to part with some of your furniture for financial reasons.
Beginning to see the light. First, the grocer won't let me pay him. Then little Luke came home with them extra sandwiches.
Yeah.
And, Reverend, did you spread the word around town?
Well, yes, I did. What is this all about, Kate?
Yeah, well, Reverend, it's nothing to be concerned about. Look, maybe we all better sit down.
Yeah.
Look, Reverend, I don't exactly know.
Luke, you can tell the Reverend he's our friend. We just best tell him.
Yeah, well, Reverend sir,
Come straight out with it, Luke.
well, Reverend, it's a long and shameful story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Reverend, everything you don't see in here belongs to Grandpa. So that, Reverend, is what Grandpa has been up to.
We feel so ashamed, Reverend.
Oh, now, don't be upset. Deep down, Amos is a good man, and I'm certain he'll right whatever wrong he's done.
Close the door, Papini. You're leaving all the flies in.
Now, don't say a word. It makes a man feel better to confess rather than to be caught. Let Amos cleanse his own soul.
Oh, he's got sense. Oh, they can't see we got company?
Oh, don't worry, Grandpa. Why don't you just come in and set a spell?
Yeah, we got lots of chairs.
Now, don't you two go jumping to no conclusion about the furniture. I'll explain to you later.
We're not jumping to any conclusions, Grandpa. We're just talking to the Reverend.
Yeah. The Reverend brought us a carload of old clothes and some canned goods.
What for?
Well, since we had to sell our furniture, the Reverend was good enough to spread the word that us McCoys is a charity case.
Charity case? We ain't no charity case. Us McCoys all us been able to pay our own way.
But having to sell your furniture, Amos.
We didn't have to sell the furniture. Why, I was doing... Well, let me explain it this way. Take this room. Just as far as the eye can see, it was filled with furniture. And where did we buy the furniture?
In West Virginia?
That's right.
But you're living in California now, Amos.
But the trees the furniture was made out of was grown in West Virginia, and the lumber was made in West Virginia,
And the taxman is here.
Go on, Amos.
Grandpa, why don't you finish your story to the Reverend?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello, Mr.
Good
Wells.
afternoon.
Well, ain't you going to say something? Ain't you going to say the words you sent me up the river for good?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt a private conversation. I won't butt in. What I have to say won't take but a minute.
Never does take long. Put him on.
Well, I'm glad to see you're not a proud man, Mr. McCoy. These are brand new, but I think you and yours will find a lot of wear in them.
What?
I've got some furniture outside, and the County Relief Agency will be sending you food once a week till you're back on your feet.
Relief, charity, why, we...
Well, you're a citizen of this county, aren't you? We take care of our own. That's why you pay taxes. That's just one of the ways we spend our money.
Do you mean to tell me that part of the county tax goes to people that's in need?
Well, of course.
Well, that's a fine howdy-do. Here's me trying to cheat the county, and they're trying to help me.
I don't understand.
Well, I was hiding that furniture so I wouldn't have to pay a tax on it.
Amen.
Why, Mr. McCoy?
Well, all right, I'm ready to go now. I ain't going to be much help in the rock pile and count my back.
Oh, now, wait a minute. This isn't a jail offense. The county couldn't collect money from you while you were in jail.
You mean if I pay up, they let me go?
Why, of course.
Well, now, I ain't only going to pay up my end. I'm going to pay up Luke and Kate's, too. I'm going to treat you to a tax. I guess that about squares me with everybody. I guess I owe you something, Reverend.
Nothing at all, Amos. You paid me when you confessed.
Well, it's a pleasure to do business with you, Reverend.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
She sure is a beauty, ain't she, Grandpa? Yeah, she sure is. Woo! If a fella had a gun like that, the quail would come flying right at him. They consider it an honor to get shot. What's the price, say, Luke?
Well, it hadn't changed, Grandpa. It still says $48.50.
Yeah, God damn it. I guess we still have to use our old gun. Busted sight and all.
Hey, Grandpa.
What is it, Luke?
How about this?
What'd you say?
It says, women, enter our Mrs. Homemaker contest. First prize, $50 in merchandise. Sponsored by Carter Brothers General Store.
$50?
That's what it says. Well, if we was a couple of homemakers, we could win us that gun.
Yeah, well, we ain't sure that's sad. Luke, I just thought of something. What about Kate? She's a homemaker. We could put her name in.
Oh, I don't know, Grandpa. Kate ain't much of a one for entering contests.
Well, it's a shame not to enter in one that she could win. You know she's the best doggone homemaker around here.
She sure is.
And think of the honor, Luke. And the gun.
Well, I guess I could talk to her about it.
Well, why do that? Put her name in, and then we'll talk to her.
Wait a minute, Grandpa. Now, I ain't so sure it'd be right to do that without asking her. I mean, what if she don't like the idea?
Now, look, Luke. If we listen to this sign, we can have that gun.
I sure have always wanted a gun like that. And I wouldn't be much of a husband if I didn't think that my wife was good enough to win.
You're so right, Luke.
Grandpa, it's practically my duty to turn Kate's name in.
It's your band duty, Luke.
By golly, I'll do it.
You're a good husband, Luke. Get them three right between the eyeballs. Kate, we're home.
In the kitchen, Grandpa.
Look here, Luke. Ain't that a pretty picture?
That is the prettiest picture of a homemaker I ever saw.
I may not be the prettiest homemaker, but right now I'm the tiredest.
Well, now, it don't show. But what does show is it's a sparkling clean kitchen. Not a speck of dust nowhere. You know, Luke, when you married Kate, you got yourself a jewel.
Oh, I know it, Grandpa. I know it.
She ain't only an all-around homemaker. She's a... Luke. Just take a whip of that soup she's making. Just take a whip. Go on, go on. Yummy.
I'm boiling little Luke's overalls.
Well, how do you like that? She makes everything smell good.
That is the mark of a real homemaker.
All right, you two. Now, what's this all about? All these compliments about me being such a great homemaker.
Well, it's just the gospel truth, isn't it? Oh, let me do that for you.
Hey, Luke's right, Kate. It's just a shame that a whole lot of people don't know what a good homemaker you are instead of just us.
Well, as long as my family knows it, that's good enough for me.
Oh, no, it ain't, sugar babe. Why, I wish there was some way of letting everybody know it.
But there is, Luke. Carter's General Store is having a homemakers contest.
Homemakers contest?
Yep, and all the women in the valley is entering. And Kate could win it hands down.
Well, of course she could. Yeah. And you ought to see the prize.
They're giving an award with your name on it. Think of the honor.
Yeah, I suppose it's an honor.
Well, sure it is. Grandpa, why don't we enter Kate's name?
Right now.
Yeah.
Grandpa, this is sure sweet of you, but you know I'm not one for entering contests.
What contest?
The Mrs. Homemaker contest down at Carter's store.
Yeah, and we think Kate can win it.
Sure, Kate. Why don't you enter?
Oh, I don't know, Hass.
But you're a wonderful homemaker.
Yeah, and a good cook, and you keep a sparkling house.
And think of the honor and the gut.
Imagine walking into the next PTA meeting as Mrs. Homemaker.
Mrs. Homemaker. It does sound kind of nice.
Please do it.
Come on, sugar babe.
Well, all right. You can put my name in. Come on, Hattie, let's get to the bedrooms.
Evening, George.
Hi, look. Hi, Emmett. Hi, George. We're going to have us no razzle-dazzle of the game tonight, I tell you. Kate's gone to PTA meeting. We're going to have the whole house to ourselves. What's the idea of getting all fancied up? You know, you don't have to get all decked out to get skunked at checkies, you know.
Well, truth is, Amos, I just come by to tell you can't play tonight.
You can't play?
No, just as I was leaving the house, I get a call. I got to go into town.
Well, that's a fine howdy-do on our regular checky play at night. And now it's all fired up.
Sorry, Amos. Business before pleasure.
Business before hogwash. You peeked in that window before you come in the door and you seen me in, and you knew I was red hot. You're just afraid to get the licking, that's all.
Don't holler at me, Amos McCoy. I could lick you with both eyes closed. But this date in town's important.
Well, what's more important than keeping a date with me that I've been figuring on all week?
Meeting with the head of Carter's General Store to talk about judging. That's
Judging?
That's right. I've been selected to judge the store's Mrs. Homemaker contest. And that ain't hogwash, so excuse me.
Now, George, wait a minute. I wouldn't have fried off of the handle if I'd have known you was going to town on such real important business as that. Me and Luke wants to congratulate you, don't we, Luke?
We sure do. George, it's a real honor you getting picked for judge. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I intend to do my best.
Yeah, you'll do a bang-up job of it, that's for sure. But say, George, you don't have to rush off now. Why don't you come here and sit down, rest yourself a minute in one of Kate's bright ever-polished chairs?
Well, I can't stay long here.
That's all right. You just sit yourself down now. Sit back, George. Sit back. God darn it, we got to celebrate this happy occasion. Hey, Luke, you go on out in the kitchen and fetch George a piece of that mouth-watering homemade pie of Kate's, will you?
Coming right up.
Amos, I just ate before I left the house.
Well, the honest can stand more pie, George, and Kate makes the best in the county, bar none.
George, you come up here and have this pie sitting at Kate's sparkling clean dining room table.
Well,
hey, come on, not that it makes any difference the way you eat in this house. She keeps it so spick and span where you could eat off on the floor. Couldn't you, Luke?
Right. Yeah, there you are, George. And there's plenty more if you want it.
Always did enjoy Kate's cooking. She in the contest?
Contest?
Yeah, the homemaker's contest. I told you I was judging. No, Kate ought to be in it.
Oh, we never thought about it, Luke.
You know, that's funny. It just never crossed our mind.
Yeah, well, it takes a smart fella like George to think of them things. Then again, I guess he knows who he'd like to vote for.
Wait a minute, Amos. You know, I can't play favorites.
Oh, no. George, we wouldn't want you to do that.
Oh, of course not. We wouldn't want to win no way, but honest. Give him another piece of pie, Luke, will you?
No, I better not. I better not stretch my stomach. You know, I'll be eating a lot of food in the next few days, you know, in the contest.
Well, now's a good chance to get loaded up with good food before you have to take on some of that second-rate stuff, you know.
Maybe so, but...
Cut him another piece, Luke.
Grandpa, I got to talk to you. I got some news, some bad news.
Bad news? What's the matter? Carter stole the gun?
No.
You told him to hang on to it, didn't you?
Grandpa, the gun is still there, but we haven't got a chance of getting it.
Why, what are you talking about, boy? With George McMichael being judge, we practically got that gun in the hand right now.
George ain't the only judge.
What?
No, there's going to be 2 other judges dropping in on us.
You mean we got to get 3 of them to vote for Kate?
No, but we got to get 2 out of 3.
Oh, Luke, that ain't democratic.
Grandpa, wait till I tell you who the other 2 judges are. One of them's Willard Hasby.
Well, that's good. He's a large brother.
Well, he's also got 5 daughter-in-laws, and they're all in the contest.
Well, we still got a chance. Who's the other one?
Hold on to yourself, Grandpa. The other one is the widow Comstock.
Amanda? Oh, no. You sure of that, Luke?
That's right, Grandpa. Old Flapjaw. That is what you called her at the last Grange dance, isn't it? Or was it Gravel Throat?
No, it was Flapjaw, Luke. But I only said it in fun.
Well, she wasn't laughing, Grandpa. And she also wasn't laughing when you told her that dancing with her was like dancing with a pickle barrel, with the pickle still in it.
Yeah, I suppose that did put a dent in our friendship.
Now, Kate sure ain't gonna get a vote from her.
Say, Luke, there is one way we can get out of this.
Well, how?
I gotta get back into Amandy's good graces.
Hmm?
You remember she used to be sweet on me once?
Yeah?
Now, if there's just a teensy-weensy spark of that left, maybe I can fan up the old fire.
Grandpa, the only fire's gonna be when she burns your ears.
But you're forgetting one thing, boy. Us McCoys always been catnip to women. See, I'm going to dust off my Sunday suit. Pick me a bunch of flowers to take over to her, will you? But don't get nothing in there that's apt to make her sneeze, because I wouldn't want her to open her mouth more than she has to. Afternoon, Amandy. Peekaboo.
It's you. What are you doing here?
Just a bee drawer to the honey. Here, Amandy, I brung these for you.
Just what I needed.
Well, you can use these to feed them.
Yes, of course. If you came for a reason, state it and then go.
Why, Amandy, you sound like you didn't want to talk to me. It's been a long time.
Not long enough.
Yeah, you're just like all them female butterflies. You get so many beaux after you that one more in the vine don't mean nothing. Have you forgot the Grange dance?
How could I forget that? That's the night you held a quarter behind my back for George McMichaels to cut in and take me off your hands.
That ain't so, Amanda. It was 50 cents. Now, look, Amanda, you ain't going to believe this. But look, I've been thinking a lot about you. You know, I said to myself this morning, I said, Amos, you should set your cap for that Amanda Comstock. That's what I said. And then I says to me, she's a fine-looking woman. She's got style. Lots of it. She's so awful young.
Amos McCoy, I don't believe you. Not after those other insults, comparing me to a pickle barrel, calling me flapjaw.
Why, that was just part of the plan to break us up.
Break us up?
Why, sure. I'd much rather two and you gin me than to saddle a beautiful young thing like you with an older man. You are in your 30s, ain't you? The low 30s.
You know that I'm older than that.
Oh, please, don't flash that dazzling smile at me up so... Pity on an old man.
I know they say a man is as old as he feels, or as young.
If I told you how young I feel when I'm around you, you'd blush.
Go ahead and tell me.
Well, today's a chance. It ain't too late.
Well...
You ain't going to regret it, little girl. I'm going to show you a big time. Starting right away, tonight.
Oh, Amos, tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to take you on a fling like you've never seen before. Everything's going to be just for you.
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
I'm going to take you over to our house. You're going to have the best supper you ever had, and you're going to eat it in the cleanest house you was ever in, and you ain't going to have no trouble judging cake when you...
Judging? Oh, judging. So that's it. That's the reason for all this sweetness. You found out that I was a judge in the homemakers contest.
Oh, no, Amanda.
You didn't want me. You wanted my vote.
No, honest.
You haven't got an honest bone in your body. Now you get off of my property. You and your thievery and your lies. Now get out. Get out.
All right, I'll go. But as far as paying George McMichael 50 cents to dance with you, that was cheap. I had to pay all them other fellas $1.
Guess who's inside? Ooh, it's George and Willard Hesby come to Judge Kate's homemaking. Now, we're sure of George's vote, and if you got Amanda's vote... Oh, you have got Amanda's vote, haven't you?
It was a pickle barrel all over again.
Well, there goes our gun. With only George to vote for Kate, we're dead.
How do you know we only got George's vote? We ain't even tried to get Hesby's yet. See, I'm going in there to work on him.
Hey, wait, Grandpa, save your breath. I told you about his daughter-in-laws. Oh, we haven't got a chance with him.
Now, look, that ain't the way a McCoy talks. A war ain't over till the last shot's fired. And I'm going in there now and give him a volley. Imagine seeing you here. What you do, drop in for a snack?
Amos, we're here as official judges.
Oh, for the contest, huh? Well, Kate's good cook will make it easy to pick a winner. Well, did you ever taste such wonderful angel food cake in your life?
Amos, will you kindly leave the table?
Just trying to be sociable, George.
You see this?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Official judge.
Well, that's pretty. Will it?
And the only one that can talk to an official judge is another official judge. Are you an official judge?
No.
No. Then you can't talk to me or to Willard. So will you kindly leave the table?
Do you mean to tell me I can't talk in my own house?
Rules, Grandpa.
Well, that's a lot of nonsense. Now, look, Willie.
I'm afraid she's right, Amos.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah, hi, little Luke.
Hi, Grandpa.
Well, I guess you had taken about every house in the valley, but they ain't none as good as Kate's.
Well, I don't know, Grandpa. I had some over at Mrs. McCoys.
I've been meaning to speak to Kate about this boy's appetite. All he does is eat, eat, eat. And I can see why, too, because her food's that good. And look how he's grown. Willard, would you believe he's only 4.5 years old?
What are you talking about, Amos? 4.5. Why, that boy's at least...
Don't talk to me, George. I ain't a judge. You just remember the rules. You went out and play in your sandbox, because that's what you'll be doing next year when you start in kindergarten.
Kindergarten, Grandpa? I'm in 5th grade.
Now, ain't that hard to believe, Willard? 4.5 and he's in the 5th grade? Kate's food ain't only nourishing, it's brain building.
Works for me. Thank you, Kate. I think I get a pretty good idea. And goodbye, all.
Where are you going, George?
Someplace where I won't have my intelligence insulted.
George, wait a minute. I wasn't saying that for you. I was trying to get Hesby's vote. We're sure of yours.
You are, huh?
Well, sure, you're voting for Kate, ain't you?
I can't say.
What do you mean you can't see?
There's other homes I have to visit.
Has other homes got your best friends in them?
Right now, I ain't got a best friend. I'm a judge. An impartial judge.
Now that's a pretty howdy-do. After me spending all the time of buttering you up and feeding you good homemade pies and bread and singing helpers, too.
You was buttering me up.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, what a shameful thing to do. A sneaky, shabby, shameful. I've had
George, wait a minute.
Is that the volley you was going to fire, Grandpa?
Don't make no difference. We ain't got a Mandarin. We ain't got Hesby's vote anyways.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Hesby, and thank you for all the nice things you said.
Don't mention it.
Don't worry, we won't. Now you can vote for whichever daughter-in-law you're going to vote for.
Oh, that's where you're wrong. This little lady's the best little homemaker I've ever seen.
What, you mean that you ain't going to vote for one of your daughter-in-laws?
Oh, I can't stand their cooking. Goodbye and good luck.
Bye.
Bye.
Did you hear that? I declare I got a good chance of winning this contest.
Well, now, Sugar Babe, don't get your hopes up too high.
Oh, I won't. You must admit I got a reason for hoping. Thank you both for putting my name in.
Oh, golly, I feel just awful.
Me, too. That George. The next time I pick me a best friend, I'm going to pick me one that ain't so gall-darned honorable.
Declare, Grandpa, it's downright disgraceful to go hunting with a gun like this. Well, the rabbits just sit there and laugh at you.
Pitiful, that's what it is, just pitiful. And gall-darned George. I just wish he wasn't my best friend. Hey, looky, Duke. A telegram. Somebody must have died. I bet it's my Uncle Leslie. Go on, open it up. What's it say?
Oh, it's addressed to Kate, Grandpa.
Oh, name Uncle Leslie. Well, open it up. What's it say?
Grandpa!
Good news? Somebody leave us some money?
No, Grandpa, it's about the contest. Kate won it.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says here. To inform you, the judges have awarded you first prize. Hey, Kate! Hey, Kate! Kate!
A good old loyal friend, George. Honest, no, he's my good friend.
She ain't here, Grandpa. She must still be in town.
Yeah, that works out real good. Now we can go get the gun before she finds out about it. Come on, boy.
Just a minute, Grandpa.
What for?
Well, Grandpa, maybe we don't deserve that there prize.
What are you talking about? Kate won it, Luke.
Yeah, well, that's just it, Grandpa. Kate won it. And she won it because she was the best, not because of anything that we done.
Now, wait a minute, Luke.
Look, listen, Grandpa, be honest. Kate won it on her own merits.
Well, she's getting all the honors, ain't she? Getting the trophy and getting the name in the paper. As far as the prize money goes, why, we ain't spending all of it. There'll be $1.50 left, and she can spend it all on doodads. Come on, son.
Oh!
Excuse me.
Grandpa!
Oh, Kate!
Oh, I've got the most exciting news. I came in to do some shopping, and Mr. Carter told me I won that contest.
No.
And I not only get a trophy, I get $50 worth of merchandise. So I bought us a new iron and a toaster and a carpet sweeper, all the things we would need. But I only spent $48, so there's $2 left. Here, Grandpa, you take one, and Luke, you take one, and you go buy yourself some doodads. See you later.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Like strawberries is going out of style.
Yeah, well, Grandpa, I noticed that you put the big ones on the top and the little bitty ones down on the bottom. Ain't that kind of dishonest?
Well, I never done nothing dishonest in my life. Can't blame a man for putting his best foot forward, can you? Say, I got an idea, Luke. Here, put a straw in your mouth. Go ahead.
What?
That's what the farmers does in the movies, eh? Well, look, city fellas think they're getting a bargain when they deal with hick farmers. Go on, put it in your mouth.
Put a straw in your...
Go on, put it in. Makes you look real stupid. Yeah, that's good. See what they tell you? Howdy! It's some mighty fine strawberries.
So I see. You're the McCoys, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. We're known in these parts for strawberries.
Well, actually, I came here to talk business. I'm connected with the Grange. My name is Simmons.
Then you don't want no strawberries?
Well, they do look nice. I might buy a couple boxes when I leave.
Yeah, well, Mr. Simmons, I think it's only fair to tell you that the big ones are just on the top.
Well, you see, Mr. Simmons, lots of folks don't like them all big, you see.
Yeah, when you get down toward the bottom, they start getting kind of puny.
Yeah, Mr. Simmons, look, they're about the size of peas, and they're all dried up, and they ain't got no taste, and half of them's rotten. Does that make you happy?
Well, I just thought I'd...
Oh, come on in the house, Mr. Simmons. I'll give you a couple of bucks when you leave, free of charge. And you go right ahead, Mr. Simmons. You'd think I was trying to sell poisoned mushrooms.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, nice place you have here.
Yeah. Oh, Sugar Babe. Sugar Babe, this is Mr. Simmons from the Grange.
I'm happy to know you.
Sit right down over here, Mr. Simmons.
Thank you. Well, folks, You may have heard that the Grange is trying to arrange group health and accident insurance for its members.
Oh, I think we did hear something about that, Luke.
Yeah. And the large insurance companies require a minimum of 500 policyholders in any one group if they're to give them the reduced rates.
Health insurance, you say?
That's right.
You know, I don't think we'd be interested in that, you know. We're none of us sick, and we're all sounds a dollar.
But this is for the future, Mr. McCoy. If any of you should unfortunately get sick or need a doctor or any type medical care, you wouldn't have to worry about any bills.
Well, that sounds pretty good to me.
It sure does.
Well, now, wait a minute. You ain't going to get this for nothing, you know. Ain't that right, Mr. Simmons?
Well, of course. Naturally, there's a premium to pay. Let's see. McCoys. Well, there are 5 in your family, according to the records. Well, the annual premium to cover the entire family would be $68.12.
Yeah, you see? You thought it wasn't going to cost nothing.
Oh, now, look, Grandpa, I knew it was going to cost something.
Well, after that strawberry deal, I ain't sure what you know or what you don't know.
Mr. McCoy, being realistic about it, a man of advanced years such as you is daily becoming more susceptible to illness and accidents. Statistics indicate that.
Advanced years? Why, I just turned 65. Us McCoys is just getting warmed up at 65. Well, we don't get in high gear until we're 80. My pa lived till he was 94. His pa lived till he was 106. And my Uncle Ezekiel...
Please, Grandpa. Look, Mr. Simmons, this is kind of important, so if you don't mind, I think maybe we ought to have a little private family talk about it.
Well, it's a good idea. Look, I'll drop back in about an hour.
That'd be fine.
Oh, I'd like to point out again that we need 500 members to sign up for this or it won't go through, so you'd not only be helping yourselves, but everybody else, too.
Yeah, we understand.
Grab yourself a couple of boxes of them strawberries on the way out.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Simmons.
Now, look, Grandpa, this insurance ain't only for you. It's for Luke and me and little Luke and Hassie, too.
I'm still against it. Like I said before, we ain't none of us sick, and ain't none of us likely to get sick neither.
Well, what about accidents?
Now, look, we can jar about this thing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day long. The rest of them wants it all right, but just count me out.
Nothing doing, Grandpa. Nothing doing. If it's good enough for any of us, it's good enough for all of us.
And we think we all ought to be protected.
Yes, sir. It's the whole family or nothing.
Then you mean if I don't go in it, you ain't going in it neither?
No, sir. No.
Well, I ain't going to stand in the way of the rest of the family, but I'm going to ask you one simple question. What is insurance?
Well, insurance? Well, it's protection.
Protection. It's like my grandpa used to say to me, if you can't feel it, smell it, or see it, you ain't bought nothing. And 12 cents.
But that's only $48.12. It's $68.12.
Well, you said my policy be $20, didn't you? Well, I decided not to get one for myself.
Mr. McCoy, at your age, your policy be the most important of all. Well, forgetting illness, what about accidents? They can happen any time. Well, you could turn right around and fall right over that strawberry stand there.
Well, the way they've been selling, that might be a blessing.
Well, whatever you say, Mr. McCoy.
Good day, Mr. Simmons.
Good day.
Adios.
Now, look, Peppino. You didn't see nothing, you didn't hear nothing. You understand?
I understand.
Well, you see that $20? I'm going to put it away, and at the end of the year, after I enjoyed good health and no accidents, I'm going to get her out again, and I'm going to give it a Luke and Kate, and show them who's right. Smart?
Very smart. But I don't think so.
But... Doggone it. Who left that strawberry box there?
Grandpa, the insurance went through.
It did, huh?
Yeah, it says here in this letter from the Greens that they got enough members signed up, so all the policies paid for are now in effect.
Well, that's that then. I gotta get busy.
Yeah, well, sure is good to know that we're all protected now.
Protected against what? Hogwash. Well, Sherry, we're going down the bean field to do a little plowing. I want you to remember the man you're carrying ain't got no accident policy. Easy now.
Where are you going, Senor Grandpa?
Now listen, Peppino. If any of the family asks you where I'm at, you tell them I've gone to town to see about some new fertilizer. Of course, that ain't the truth.
Why are you going into town, Senor Grandpa?
I'm going to find this here Mr. Simmons and give him $20 and take out a policy on myself.
Well, drive carefully, Senor Grandpa.
God darn you, Peppino, you don't do nothing around here. I thought I told you to get this battery recharged.
Oh, I forgot about it, Senor Grandpa. I'll do it right now.
No. Give her a crank. Oh, darn it, Peppino, you ain't good for nothing. Here, give me that. Get at it. Oh, you hurt? Oh, damn crank. Oh, damn plastic.
Grandpa, what happened?
Oh, just a crank in the car. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
You better come into the house and take it easy now. Come on. Where was you going anyway?
Well, wherever it was, I didn't get there.
Well, don't worry about your arm none, because no matter what it is, remember the insurance company's back of you.
Isn't Grandpa going to eat breakfast with us this morning?
Oh, I'm sure he is, Hassie. I just heard him moving around in his room.
How's his arm?
Oh, I can't rightly say, little Luke, except last night he figured it'd be all right by this morning.
Well, morning, everybody.
Morning, Grandpa.
I told you it'd be all right this morning. I know if I give it a good night's rest, it'll be right as rain.
We're all happy to hear that, Grandpa.
Sure are.
Yeah.
Glad it's all better, Grandpa.
Well, thank you, little Luke. I'm the fast healing type, you see. That's all I want, Kate. She might stiff you.
Oh, sure.
Grandpa, why don't you use your left hand?
It might be a good idea, that, Hassie. Just let unstiffens a mite. Be all right maneuver, I'm sure. I don't know how left-handed folks find some mouse.
How about using these straws, Grandpa?
No, thank you, little Luke. I don't need them.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Peppino.
Just dropping to see how you are, Miss Senor Grandpa.
Oh, it's just fine, Peppino, thank you. Just fine.
It don't look fine to me, Grandpa. I think you ought to go to town and see a doctor.
I don't want to see no doctor, Kate.
Just one question, Grandpa. Seeing as how you got accident insurance and it's going to be free anyway, have you got one good reason why you won't go see the doctor?
He sure has, and it's a beaut.
See, it's like drinking soda. Now, let's check these things over. See, we got them all here.
Okay. Spirits of turpentine.
That's right.
Crushed juniper leaves.
That's right.
Bear grease.
Well, this ain't back country, but axle grease will do just as good again.
The hind legs of a toad.
Now, all we we got to do is mix them all together.
If this is a magic cure, so is an enchilada.
Grandpa? Oh, there you are. Grandpa, Kate and me have been talking over this thing about your arm. That's been going on for 4 days now.
Yeah, but it's a lot better today, Luke, honest.
Yeah, well, we happen to know why you don't want to go to the doctor.
You do?
Yeah. And I think it's pretty nice of you to try to save the insurance company money.
Well, yeah, I'm just natural nice.
Yeah, but, Grandpa, I'm going to go in right now. I'm going to call Dr. Sloan and make an appointment for you.
Now, wait a minute, Luke. We got the cure right here.
Huh? Well, now, that just goes to show you how far medical science has progressed. Yes, sir. First they give us iodine, and then that sulfa, and then penicillin, and now the hind legs of a toad. But look, Grandpa, we're going to the doctor right now. What do you think, Doctor?
Well, I can't be certain yet. You may have a chipped bone there, and you probably pulled tendon.
Well, that's all we ought to know. Just tell us what you do, and we won't bother you no longer.
Mr. McCoy, we have some X-ray pictures to take first.
Pictures?
Yes, sir. One from the front, one from the back. One with your arm down, one with your arm out.
Well, how about one with the arm up waving goodbye to money?
I also want to prescribe diathermy treatments for you.
Diathermy? Now, there's a $5 word if I ever heard one.
What is this here diathermy, Doctor?
Heat treatments.
Well, I don't have to come here to get that. I can get that in the chicken house. Just stick my arm in the incubator.
Mr. McCoy, I'm going to be very blunt. The condition of your arm is not serious now, but if it's not taken care of properly, it can become serious.
Well, there can't be nothing clearer than that, Grandpa.
Well, I suppose so.
Now, shall we go inside and take those X-rays?
Oh, Doctor, I'd just like to say one thing. I want Grandpa to have the best care no matter what it costs.
Now, look.
Because, you see, we got an insurance policy, so we don't have to worry about the money. I don't care if it costs $100 or $200 or if it costs $300.
Luke, for a kid that couldn't say mama till he was 4 years old, you sure turned into a gall-darned flapjaw.
We got?
Would you believe it, Sugar Babe? We got $122.83.
Oh, that's wonderful, Luke. And now we can buy all the things we've been needing for the house.
Yeah, we'll have enough left over to celebrate Grandpa's arm being cured. Well, you don't seem very glad about it, Peppino.
Oh, I'm glad. Real glad.
Is there anything wrong?
No, I just think maybe you should save the money for an emergency.
Well, I don't know no emergency.
Oh, you will.
Feels real good, Doc, and I want to thank you very much.
Oh, not at all.
Doc, if you got a minute to spare, I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. I calculate all this is going to cost about $150 thereabouts.
Well, my nurse takes care of those matters, but I imagine it'll be in that neighborhood.
Dr. Sloan, I ain't got no accident insurance.
Oh, I didn't know. My nurse mailed the bill to Mr. Simmons over at the Grange 3 days ago to be paid by the insurance company.
Mr. Simmons,
Your grandson gave my nurse those instructions.
Yeah, he would. Well, Mr. Simmons will mail the bill back to me with a nasty note asking me what I'm trying to pull.
Tell me, Mr. McCoy, why in the world didn't you take out the insurance?
Because I'm so gall-darn smart. If brains was gunpowder, I wouldn't have enough to blow my hat off. Hold up there a minute. I want to ask you something. Is there a letter there from the Grange from Mr. Simmons?
Yeah, here's one.
Yeah, well, I'll take that. That's bad news. I got to break that to Luke and Kate kind of easy like. I'll take the rest of them. How are things going out in the strawberry stand?
Slow.
Well, try anyway.
Oh, Luke.
Yeah?
Grandpa's back from the doctor.
Oh, good. Yeah, we can just turn him right around and all head back downtown.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm cured. Yes, as far as my bones and meat's concerned, I'm as good as new.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Grandpa, this is the big day. We're going to take that $122 we saved up, we're going to go downtown, and we're going to spend it.
Oh, we're going to get a lot of things we've been needing for the house, like new blankets and a roasting oven.
And you're going with us. Yes, sir. We're going to celebrate your arm being cured. We're going to go to the moving picture show, and then we're going to go to the ice cream parlor and have Sundays and everything.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Grandpa, whatever you got to tell us on the way into town.
No,
Let's go.
I can't, because we ain't going to town.
Why not?
Well, I'd rather crawl on my belly through a briar patch and tell you this, but we can't spend that money. We got to use it for an honest debt.
Grandpa, we don't owe nobody I can think of.
Luke, Kate, we got to pay the doctor's bill.
But, Grandpa, we got insurance.
Here it comes. I never took no insurance policy out of myself.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I thought I was being smart and saving $20.
Well, did you mean to tell me you did... Oh, for Pete's sake, Grandpa.
After all our scrimping and saving.
Oh, this is the worst thing you ever done.
How could you have done it, Grandpa?
Oh, don't ask me why or how. It don't matter now. Here's a letter from Mr. Simmons. Send the bill back. Just write him and tell him we'll pay it. You know, I feel low as the lowest critter on this here earth doing this to you two kids. It just makes me sick. Just plain sick.
Oh, don't take on so, Grandpa. It ain't the end of the world.
No, don't take it to heart, Grandpa. Anybody can make a mistake once in a while.
We don't need all them things for the house anyway, Grandpa.
Oh, you're being too forgiving, Kate. And I don't deserve it. I don't mind you being mad at me, but there ain't nothing funny about it.
Grandpa, you're in for the surprise of your life. Do you remember Mr. Simmons telling us that he had to sign up 500 members of the Grange for them policies or the whole plan wouldn't go through?
Well, it ain't funny so far. Go on.
Well, it seems like when they hit the deadline, they only had 499. So it says here in the letter, in order to push this thing through, 200 of the members each put in a dime and took out a policy for you so we'd have 500. You've been insured all along, and the insurance company will be very happy to pay the bill Dr. Sloan sent them. Sincerely, E.L. Simmons.
I can hardly believe my ears.
Well, Grandpa, now that this happened, I guess you finally realize the value of having insurance.
I sure do, Luke. But after this, I guess we better find us another company.
Why, Grandpa?
Well, use your head, son. Any company that takes $20 from me and pays out $150, well, them poor ninnies ain't going to be around long.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Hello there.
Hey.
Leonard's the name. Fred Leonard.
Oh, how do, Mr. Leonard?
How are you?
My name's McCoy.
Well, glad to know you.
Something we can do for you?
Well, I was just driving by, and I couldn't help noticing your house.
Oh, yeah. Kind of does catch the eye, don't it?
Would you mind if I took a picture of it?
Well, now. We wouldn't mind it, Joe.
No, thank you.
Hey, come on. You might as well get in this picture, too.
Thank you.
Hey, get into a smile pudding now. All right, go ahead and shoot, mister.
Would you mind stepping aside just a bit?
Yes.
Sure.
I'd like to see more of the house. You see, you were covering up some of the cracks in the peeling paint.
Cracks?
Peeling paint?
Well, yes, that's what's so wonderful about this house.
Well, thank you.
Grandpa, I don't think the man's paying us a compliment.
Oh, but I am. Why, these old ramshackle houses are hard to find nowadays.
Well, now, look here, mister.
You ramshackle. Are you running down our home?
Well, now, hold on a minute, gentlemen. Well, take a look for yourself. It looks as if the running down had already been done.
What?
Well, now, don't get me wrong. I was just...
Look, you get your carcass and get it right off now, property.
You heard, Grandpa.
Go
Just
on,
get in your car.
We ain't
now.
a lot to be made fun of by the likes of you.
And if you never come back, that'll be too soon.
I should ramshackle you. Imagine that. Saying a dazzling place like this is run down.
I don't know, Grandpa. Maybe that man's right. It could use a little sprucing up. We haven't took a brush to this place since we moved here.
Of course we ain't. We got a farm to run. We got fences to build and crops to harvest. There ain't no sense in doing something that ain't needed.
Well, now, wait a minute, Grandpa. You know, when you look at the house up real close, it ain't exactly what you'd call sparkling. The white sort of turned to gray.
That's the way the light hits it.
Say, I'm right. A new coat of paint just might brighten this place up.
A new coat of paint can only do one thing, stop us from doing something we ought to be doing. Now, I don't want to hear no more about it. A house is like a woman. If she's natural pretty, you don't need to smear paint all over it.
How do you do, Mr. McCoy?
Buenos dias, senor.
Mr. McCoy? Oh, no. They're inside. Which Mr. McCoy you want to see? Senor Grandpa, Senor Luke, Senor Little Luke? Well, whichever one is head of the house.
Oh, well, that'd be Grandpa here.
Hi.
I'm Luke McCoy.
How do you do?
This is my wife, Kate.
Howdy.
And that's Peppino.
I'm glad to know you one and all. I'm Andy Grant. Well, I go get the tractor started. Excuse me. By golly. Boy, you sure got a pretty house here.
You see that? Something different from that fella yesterday.
It kind of reminds me of our place back home in New Jersey.
Well, what can we do for you, Mr. Grant?
Just call me Andy.
Well, okay. Andy, what's on your mind?
I'm with the Sparkle Painting Company.
Painting? Kate trying something behind my back?
Of course not, Grandpa.
Oh, you see, Mr. Grant, it was only yesterday we was talking about painting the house.
No? Really?
Yeah, and what we were saying is, we ain't going to paint it, so...
Just a minute, Grandpa. Wait a minute. The man come all the way out here to talk to us. I think we ought to let him have his say.
Luke's right, Grandpa. Won't you have a seat, Mr. Grant?
Andy.
Yeah, well, we leave you have your say, but I tell you right now, we ain't interested.
Well, if you're not, you're not. This is my very first day on this job. Fact is, you're the first people I've called on. I guess I'm not a very good salesman.
Well, you sure aren't a very good salesman if you're going to give up just like that. You haven't even tried to sell us anything yet.
Why should I try to sell you folks something you don't want?
That's right. You'd just be wasting your time.
Now, ease up a little, Grandpa.
All right. Give us your sales talk, then we'll tell you we don't want it.
I don't have any, what did you call it, sales talk. It just seemed to me that, well, I thought everything else around here seemed so neat and pretty that the outside of the house ought to be pretty, too.
Well, there's nothing the matter with the outside. A little dusty, maybe. Next rain will clean that off. Besides, if he's going to have it painted, why, we just can't afford to hire it done.
That's right. I guess you couldn't.
Well, how do we know we can't afford it? You ain't told us yet how much it's going to cost.
$250.
$250? To paint one measly little house?
This is a two-story place, isn't it?
Well, no, we don't have an upstairs.
Oh, it seems so big and roomy. I was sure you had at least 10 or 12 rooms. Well, in that case, it would be a lot less. Only 150.
Oh. That ain't less enough.
Mr. McCoy, if you insist on 4 coats of paint.
Who said 4 coats of paint?
Oh, I think 2 coats would be plenty. Oh? Well, with only 2 coats, we could do the job for, say, $75?
Well, I think that's about $75 more than we got.
How much have you got?
Well, we have got that money we was saving to buy a new rug. We could make this rug do for a while yet.
Well, I think it's more important to fix up the outside of the house first. We got $40.
$40? Well, I have an idea that you folks might just qualify under Plan B.
What is this here Plan B?
Well, that's our economy plan, whereby you can have your whole house painted for exactly $40.
Now, how in tarnation can you paint a whole house for $40?
Well, to tell you the honest truth, sir, we can't. Except in Plan B, where you become our district representative.
What's that?
It's just that we use your house as a model. Other people will see it and admire it and see how pretty it looks, and then ask us to do the same paint job for them. But at the regular price, of course.
Imagine that, using our house as a model.
For every customer we get from looking at your house, you get a $5 commission.
You mean we get $5 just like that?
That's right. And there's no limit to what you can make. For 10 customers, you get $50, which is more than you're paying to have your house painted.
And if we get 20 customers, that'd be $100.
It's a terrific deal. I just wish I owned a house so I could have it painted and get in on this myself. Here, you can sign right here, Mr. McCoy.
Well, what do you think, Luke?
Well, it sounds good to me, Grandpa. We get the house painted, and we got a chance to make some money to boot.
He's right, sir.
Now, what do you say, Grandpa?
Well, Andy, he's got an honest face, and even if he don't come from West Virginia, I say we trust him.
What's the X for?
Well, that's just to show Luke where to write his name.
Thanks, Grandpa. Kate, you better go get the cookie jar.
And this one, too.
Oh, thank you.
And that's yours. Now, don't forget to tell all your friends and neighbors about the Sparkle Painting Company, because every customer counts for you.
Now that we're the district representatives, it wouldn't be fair to our friends not to leave them in on it, would it?
Maybe George and Florrie McMichael would be interested.
Oh, sure. We ought to be able to get a lot of folks. Say, Andy, why don't you come over and have supper with us tonight, and maybe we'll have some names for you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Is 6 o'clock all right?
That'll be fine. I'll see you then.
You better take your money.
Well, ain't you even going to count it? Oh, no. They have a slogan over at the Sparkle Painting Company that says, "It's not enough to paint a home. Have faith in man wherever you roam." Bye.
Well, now, there goes a real nice fella.
Feel good to meet somebody like him.
Oh, you were right. It worked like a charm. That photographer stunt of yours is abuse.
Never fails. Well, how much did you get out of the McCoys?
$40. All they had.
Not much, but not bad considering it's your first day with the company.
Oh, here's the contract.
Good boy. Just never let them read Clause 11.
With all that fine print, I can't even read it myself.
As long as we've got that in there, we'll never have to raise a brush. Oh, by the way, how did you make out on that district representative deal?
They're getting up a list of suckers for me. Just call me Lovable Andy. Oh, gotta go. Mustn't keep the pigeons waiting.
If I had a son, I'd want him to be just like that.
Appreciate you inviting me.
Well,
Nice.
here we are.
Kate, looks like another fine supper.
Oh, thank you, Grandpa.
Well, Andy, I wonder if you'd pay us the honor of saying grace.
Me? Well, I'm afraid I'm a little out of practice.
Well, that's all right, son. Now take over. Lord, we want to thank you for all the blessings you send our way. This food, the house we live in, and for bringing this fine young man to our door. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Well, I guess we can dig in.
Let our guest help himself first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, help yourself and take plenty. A man's entitled to a good appetite after an honest day's work.
Up, over the top and into a dive. Pull her out fast. Stick forward and then stick back.
Stick forward, then stick back.
That's it. Now level her off. Stick forward a little.
Stick forward. I
Easy.
leveled her.
Easy, that's it. And in for a landing. Whoops, we made it.
Where'd you learn all this stuff?
I used to fly one of these in Korea. That is until a bullet parted my hair down the middle.
Did it make a dent in your head?
No, but it sure flattened the bullet.
Mr. Grant, could I have your autograph? Look, this is where we went to a movie studio in Hollywood, and I got Barbara Stanwyck's autograph. Sign right next to her.
What shall I say?
Just say with sincere regards from your friend, Andy Grant. I mean, if that's what you want to say.
Thanks, kid.
Oh, it was nothing.
Andy, when do you reckon you folks will start painting the house?
Well, that depends.
Depends on what?
The availability of our paint crew. We're swamped, you know, but it'll be very soon.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear business is so good.
Yeah, it's always good to hear nice young fellas doing well.
Yeah. Well, I think I'd better be going.
Well, it's nice to have you, Andy. And we consider it an honor if you come and share a meal with us anytime you're out in this neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, say, wait a minute. We forgot to give you that list of friends for customers.
Well, there's no rush. I can get them some other time. Look, I want to thank you for the supper and all.
Oh, that's all right.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Andy.
Good night, Andy. Now, there's a nice young fella.
Mm-hmm.
He said, just so girl done nice, it's hard to believe he ain't from West Virginia.
All right, so the McCoys are nice people. The world is full of nice people. That's what we're counting on. Anyway, what do you want me to do about it?
I want us to forget the whole deal. Give them their money back.
Give them their money back? Why, what's the matter with you, boy? That isn't the way you were talking yesterday.
These people can't afford to lose $40. They worked hard for it. Don't you see? I just can't do it to them.
Oh, you can't? Well, I can. Look, son, you're getting soft. Yeah, you're spending too much time worrying about the poor McCoys when you should be out getting deals. Look, here's a contract Jenkins brought in from right next door to your McCoys, party named George McMichael. Now, this could have been yours.
You mean you sold McMichael that same district representative gimmick right next door?
Well, why not? There's no such thing as too many district representatives. Not in this business.
You call this a business? Look, for the last time, are you going to give the McCoys their money back?
I am not.
Okay, then I've had it.
I treated you like my own son.
Well, sure, it's George McMichael.
Might be George McMichael to you, but to a district representative, that's $5. Well, how are you, George, old pal?
Well, howdy do, Amos, my old friend.
You don't know how glad we are to see you, ain't we, Luke?
Oh, yeah.
Amos, I never saw you looking so good. Oh, Andy, and you too.
Yeah. Say, you know, we was just saying just how lucky we are just to even know you.
Well, my sister Flora and I feel the same way about you folks. Yeah. In fact, we was just talking about what a dandy house you got.
Yeah, you know, we was talking about that delightful place of yours, too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah? Well, of course, your place could do with a little paint job there.
Now, ain't that amazing, him talking about painting? Yeah, well, George, we're going to have a paint job done, you see. And we got a fine proposition for you. Because as soon as it's done, we're going to invite you over here to take a look at it. Then we're going to put you in touch with the folks who done it. How's it sound to you?
Fine, but I get a better idea. I'm having my house painted, and you can come look at it, and then I'll get you in touch with the folks that done mine.
Well, now, wait a minute, George. We asked first.
George, you see, we already got an idea who's going to do ours.
I get more than an idea. I'm already signed up.
We're already signed up.
But I am the district representative.
Well, where did this... Say it again.
I am the official district representative of the Sparkle Painting Company.
Well, it appears to me there's one too many district representatives, Frank.
Well, you see, George, the Sparkle Company made us the official district representative.
Sure, that's how we got such a special cheap price.
Why did they give me a special cheap price for the same reason?
Plan B?
Plan B.
Man, there's something fishy going on around here. And this all started when the fella came and wanted to take a picture of the house.
That's what my sister Flora said. Fella come by and wanted to take a picture of my house.
Grandpa, we better go take another look at that contract.
Yes, sir. Come on in here. You know, I just can't believe a nice young fella like Andy Grant getting mixed up in something crooked.
Andy Grant?
Yeah, he's the fella that sold us the whole deal.
The fellow who sold me was named Jenkins. I wonder if they get a whole flock of them out.
Oh, probably. What is it, Luke?
Would you look at this here in the fine print? Clause 11. Not included in this job is the price of preparation, which must be done by us at our standard fee of $500.
So that's the trick.
It don't seem possible.
Andy, a crook. He makes a fella feel like losing all faith in humankind.
All right, Grandpa.
Well, we ain't gonna let him get away with it. Luke, you break the news to Kate, and George, you come on with me to town. We get some business tended.
No, we're not eating. We're pulling out. We've saturated this area, and we're moving up to Fresno. I'll talk to you later. Well, good day, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm your district representative, Amos McCoy. Brung you a customer.
What? Fine.
Yeah, I heard what a beautiful paint job McCoy's getting from you folks, and I want one just like it.
Well, very glad to oblige. Here you are, sir.
Say, can you give him the same kind of a contract I got?
Yes, sir. There it is, the very same contract. Now, tell me, how large is your house?
Oh, he's got a large house. Ain't you, Judge?
Judge?
Sure, you got a Judge Brown, ain't you?
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, Judge, that isn't a very clean copy. Here, let me give you another contract.
No. This is fine.
You say this'll be a big job for you. He's got a fancy house. They sure do make the money, them criminal court judges.
Yes.
I can't read the fine print without my glasses.
Here, Judge. Oh, gentlemen, I just remembered. I can't take any more work in this area.
What?
No, you see, I have to pull all my crews out of here. We took a very big job up north and have to start it first thing in the morning. So if you'll just give me that contract.
Well, now, wait a minute. What happens to our house? You ain't painted it yet?
Well, you know, as a matter of fact, I was going to stop by your house on the way out of town and give you back your money. How much was that?
$40.
All right, sir. There you are, $40. Now, if you'll just give me that contract.
Say, Judge, what about your brother-in-law? He signed up for a paint job, didn't he?
The judge's brother-in-law?
Yeah, George McMichael.
How much was his?
$62.
$62. All right, sir. I'll just take that contract. And if you gentlemen will excuse me, I have to catch the train. Sorry to disappoint you, gentlemen, but better luck next time.
By golly, it worked, Amos. That was the slickest job, about slicker and slicker I ever saw. Well, let's go. We get our money back, and we... Aren't you happy about it?
No. Mine keeps you going back to that nice young fella, Andy, and what he done to us. You know, it sort of takes the heart out of a man.
I just don't understand it. After eating our food and sharing our grapes and signing Hassie's autograph book.
Teaching little Luke how to fly. Probably ain't ever been in an airplane.
To think that I thank the good Lord for bringing him to our door. Well, live and learn. Never again will I... What's that blast?
Hi, folks.
What in tarnation you doing?
painting your house.
And you didn't leave town?
Well, you can see he didn't, Grandpa.
What, you mean you're going to paint it by yourself? Just you?
Well, look, Well, the regular crews were busy, and I thought that I can do it. And I give you my word, I will do it, even if it takes 100 Why are you all smiling?
Oh, it's nothing, Andy. It's just that, well, all of a sudden we feel real good, that's all.
Say, we was just having some coffee, son. Why don't you put your stuff down and come on in and we'll talk?
Right this way, Andy. I'll show you where you can wash up.
What are you thinking, Grandpa?
I'm thinking we should thank the Lord for showing Andy the right way. Now, if he could just be showed how to paint, we'd have something.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Well, good morning, Luke. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning, Grandpa.
Say, now, that's the best-looking breakfast I ever did see. And fixed by the prettiest girl I ever did see.
Oh, now, Grandpa, you didn't have to say that to me.
Well, if I said it to Luke, it sounded kind of silly.
You're sure in a good mood, Grandpa.
And why not? Me and little Lucas are going fishing this morning. The sun's out bright and there's a kindly breeze a-blowing. And I can hear the fish saying to each other right now, if you gotta go, this is a perfect day for it. Well, where's Hassie and little Luke?
Oh, Hassie's over at girlfriend's. I guess little Luke overslept. You know, it was almost 11 o'clock before he got home from that night baseball game Mr. Johnson took him to.
I don't know why he had to go to that baseball game. I'd planned a fine evening for little Luke and me. I was going to take him in town. We was going to watch the television in the store window. God darn Hank.
Oh, now, don't get riled up, Grandpa. Hey, little Luke, come on. Your breakfast is ready.
I'll be there in a minute. I'm getting something I want to show Grandpa.
That little Luke. Always thinking of his old grandpa.
Morning, everybody.
Oh, morning, little Luke.
Morning, little Luke.
Morning, Grandpa.
Morning, little Luke. What you got to show your grandpa?
Ain't it a beauty? Mr. Johnson gave it to me.
Well, it ain't much of a watch, little Luke's only got but one hand.
Grandpa, it's a compass.
Mr. Johnson explained how it works. If you're in the woods, you can't get lost, because the hand always points north.
Well, I guess it's a pretty good invention if you want to end up in Alaska.
Mr. Johnson told me a lot of other ways to keep from getting lost.
Little Luke, I'm sure Mr. Johnson knows a lot, but couldn't we talk about something else?
That's the best idea I've heard this morning. Hey, say, little Luke, there's a package on my bureau for you. Bring it out here and we'll open her up.
Good. Sure, Grandpa.
Mr. Johnson, Mr. Johnson.
Now, Grandpa, you got no call to be mad at Hank Johnson. I think it's a real fine thing that he happens to take an interest in the kids in the neighborhood.
Oh, sure. He's retired. He's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of money to buy presents and turn my own grandson again me.
Oh, don't be silly, Grandpa. Hank Johnson is a friend of yours.
Nobody could turn little Luke again you. Why, ever since he was old enough to walk, the boy's been following you around like you was an ice cream wagon.
Here it is, Grandpa. What's in it?
Well, now, sit yourself down over here. I'll show you.
New fish hooks. They're keen.
Yes, and I dug some worms this morning so fat and sassy the fish is just going to come up to whistle at them. Man, you're going to get us a mess of fish today.
Gee, Grandpa, last night Mr. Johnson asked us kids to go to Disneyland with him today.
Disneyland?
Yeah, can I go?
Little Luke, I done took you to Disneyland a couple of times.
But he's going to take us inside.
I was planning on doing that as soon as the harvest money come in.
It's Mr. Johnson. Can I go?
Little Luke, wouldn't you rather go fishing with your grandpa instead?
You always have fun with your grandpa.
You know, if the boy wants to go to Disneyland, leave him. But you don't have to go, little Luke, if you don't want to.
But I do, Grandpa.
All right, then, son. Get your jacket.
Hello, everybody.
Morning, Hank.
Morning, Hank.
Is little Luke coming with us?
Oh, yeah, he'll be out in a minute.
Fine.
Won't you come in, have a cup of coffee while you wait?
Well, thanks, Kate. I don't think we'll have time. Well, it's a beautiful day out, isn't it, Amos?
Yeah, it was.
Say, Amos, if you've got nothing to do, why don't you come along with us? I think you might enjoy it.
Why don't you go, Grandpa?
Oh, who cares about Disneyland? Might be a lot of fun for kids and grown-ups, but that's all.
I'm ready, Mr. Johnson.
Oh, fine. Well, come on. We got a busy day ahead of us. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a nice time, little Luke. Where you been all afternoon?
Oh, I was in town.
What you got there?
Oh, I bought some wrapping paper.
What's in it?
Well, nothing much. I figured if I bought the wrapping paper, you should buy something to wrap it around, you see.
It's a present for little Luke, isn't it, Grandpa?
Yeah. It's a bow and arrow set.
He'll love it.
Yeah, he's always wanted a bow and arrow set. Here's Hank Johnson and the boys now.
Hey, I'll put this in here. I want to surprise little Luke.
Hank.
We brought your boy back. We had a wonderful time.
Oh, good.
Look what Mr. Johnson gave me.
It's kind of an odd-looking package. I bet you can't guess what's in it.
I think we've got an ID.
Yeah.
I sure seen one an awful lot like it.
Well, we were passing this booth out of Disneyland, and little Luke looked at it so longingly, I just had to buy him this archery set.
Archery set? Then it ain't a bow and arrow?
Grandpa, archery set is another name for bow and arrow.
Well, archery's a lot of fun, Amos. Maybe sometime if little Luke will let us, you and I can have a go at it.
Sure. You put an apple on your head and we'll have us some target practice.
Well, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, little Luke. Bye, Hank.
Grandpa, why don't you relax? You're twitchy as a horse in fly time.
There's got to be some way to show up that Hank Johnson. There just got to be.
Grandpa, now don't go getting riled up against Mr. Johnson again.
Well, he's practically stole my grandson away from me. Little Luke didn't even come and say goodnight to me.
That's because it's only 7 o'clock. Little Luke don't go to bed for 2 more hours yet.
We was all so close together. Well, it seems only yesterday that I bought him his first book of fairy stories. I can see him now. Every night before he went to bed, he'd crawl up my lap and read them to me.
Now, look, Grandpa, there's no sense in you getting all...
Look. Oh, beautiful, Hassie, just beautiful.
Hass, you're going to be the prettiest one at the party.
What do you think, Grandpa?
Oh, you look pretty good. For a girl.
Grandpa! Oh, Hassie, don't pay him no mind. He's just in a bad mood tonight. Good night, honey, and have yourself a good time.
Good night.
Oh, yes. Well, how pretty you look. If you were wearing glass slippers, I'd say you were Cinderella on the way to the ball.
Well, thank you. Night.
Bye, Hassie.
Bye, Hassie.
Pretty soon they'll be calling him Grandpa.
Mr. Johnson, come on. on in.
Well, thank you, kid. Good evening, Lou.
Good evening, Hank.
Good evening, Amos.
Little Luke's in his bedroom.
I didn't come to see little Lou. I've got a kind of a problem, Amos, and I need your help.
You want my help? Well, I'd be right glad to give it to you in any way I can. Sit yourself down.
Well, it seems that I've been talking a little too much to the boys about woodcraft and fishing, and before I knew where I was, they got me to promise to take them on a fishing and hiking trip tomorrow.
Well, you done took them every place else.
Well, the trouble is, they think I know a lot about outdoor life, and really I don't know anything about it at all.
You don't, huh?
As a matter of fact, I haven't even got a sense of direction. And I've never built a fire or done any fishing in my life. So I was hoping, would you come along and cover for me? Would you do that for me?
I don't know of nobody I'd rather do it to. I mean, fur.
Hank. Hank, I was thinking that if you need somebody that knows camping and fishing, maybe I ought to go along with you and save Grandpa the trouble.
No trouble at all, Luke.
Grandpa, maybe Luke should go. All that hiking's mighty tiring. Wouldn't you rather stay home and rest?
No, I wouldn't. I'm thinking about Hank.
I'm thinking of Hank, too.
Now, Amos, if you don't feel up to it.
I never felt more up to something in my life.
Well, Grandpa, your eyesight, that ain't been too good lately.
My eyesight's perfect. And my memory's pretty good, too.
Then I can't count on your help, Amos?
Yes, sir. I'm already figuring out ways.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night, Lou.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night,
Mr.
Hank.
Johnson.
Good night.
Grandpa, we know what you're up to, and you can't do it. Well, Mr. Johnson's practically put himself in your hands.
It's just like a miracle. There must be some McCoys up there that's got some influence.
Grandpa, the way your mind's working now, I'd say you was being influenced by the other branch of the McCoys.
It's lost easy. Can't build a fire. Don't know how to fish. It's a miracle, all right. It's like sending away to a mail order house for a pair of shoes and get the perfect fit.
Canteens are all full, are they? Good. And the straps firm? That's good. Oh, you look fine.
Well, if we're going to Indian Point, we better get going.
Oh, we got to get going, yes. Which direction do we take?
That way.
There we go. All right, men. Forward! Hup. Still. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Hank, just a minute, Hank.
Oh.
Yeah, but Hank, you meant to go that way, didn't you? That's the best direction to take to go to Indian Point.
Well, I think...
That's a shortcut.
I'm afraid you're wrong, sir. I've camped at Indian Point many times, and that's absolutely the only way.
Well, perhaps we'd better go that way. All right, men, follow me. Hut.
What's your name, son?
Leonard.
I wish I had a little boy like you. Yes, sir, I sure would.
Boy, I guess this is Indian Point. We finally made it.
We're lucky we found it. Mr. McCoy must have taken the wrong turn at least 4 times.
It's a good thing Mr. Johnson and I were there to set him straight.
I can't figure it out. Grandpa never got lost in these woods before.
Well, I suppose it could happen to any of us when we reach his age. Would you like me to help you off with your pack, sir?
Get away.
Well, boys, I guess the first thing to do is to build a fire, huh?
Okay, everybody gather wood.
Amos, I suppose the boys will expect me to start the fire. Now, how do I go about it?
Well, first you get some thick, heavy logs, you see. Yeah, that's what you start a fire with.
Thick, heavy logs?
Yeah, and of course, the heavier they are, the better. Because they sort of hold the fire down, you see, and keep it kind of snug. You know, you see, there's some right here. Yeah. You see? Now, there's one back here.
Well, these are kind of damp.
Well, that's good, you see. They don't burn up so fast. Fellas like that and put them in the fire, they'll burn for months.
Aren't they a little difficult to light?
Well, yeah, probably take a match or two more, but it's worth it. And now for some nice, fresh green leaves. Wet ones, you see.
Wet green leaves?
Yeah, you see. You put this on top of the fire, you see. It's the McCoy method. It sort of keeps the smoke nice and fresh.
Well, is this all we need for the fire?
Well, we can pick up other stuff as we go along, but that's enough to start it. Well, come on, let's keep going.
I found some firewood scattered right around here, so I thought I could save us some time by starting the fire. I hope it's all right, sir.
Oh, it's an excellent fire. I couldn't have done as well myself.
Where did you find those damp logs, sir? They're just perfect for the fire.
They are?
Why, sure. Any woodsman knows that when a log is old, you just peel away the wet bark, and underneath it you find good dry wood that burns better than anything else.
What are all those wet leaves for?
I guess he doesn't have any idea, Mr. Johnson. Maybe you had better tell him.
The wet, Amos?
Go ahead and tell him, Hank. Come on.
Well, the wet...
It's the best way to cook fish. You wrap them in wet leaves and bury them in hot ashes. That's how the Hawaiians do it, and they're the best cooks in the world.
Right. It's a trick I learned in Hawaii.
Gee, Grandpa, Mr. Johnson sure knows how to cook fish.
Yeah, he's almost good as Leonard is at cooking gooses.
Well, let's talk about cooking. It's making me hungry. When do we eat?
Well, we better catch you some fish first.
Let's go.
Say, Leonard, why don't you just stay here with the kids and get the beans and the potatoes ready, see? And Hank will go down to the pond and catch us a mess of fish.
Oh, well, now, I may not have any luck, you know.
Well, now, Hank, don't be so gall-jud and modest. You know you're the best fisherman around here. Now, look, if I know Hank is going to take these two of you kids to carry the fish back here. Come on.
Well, all right.
You going to fishing too, Grandpa?
No, I'm just going to wet a line, little Luke. I'm going to stand around and see how the experts does it.
That Leonard's a clever little boy, isn't he? He's going to grow up to be a remarkable man.
Yeah, if somebody don't stop him. It's pretty warm here in the sun.
Amos, if I don't catch any fish, I'm going to look awful silly in front of those kids.
Don't worry, Hank. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what kind of bait to use.
Well, I'm a getting it for you.
What's that?
It's the bait.
A dill pickle?
Why, sure. There ain't nothing fish likes better than dill pickles.
Are you sure?
Why, sure. Back home, that's all us McCoys ever use. It's been years since one of us McCoys caught a fish that wasn't already pickled.
Well, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but I thought you were wrong about the wet leaves and the logs. When it turned out you were right, I must admit I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, well, we all get surprises sometimes.
Well, Amos, you're using worms?
Sure, I'm leaving all the pickle eaters for you. I ain't here to catch fish. And there ain't no better way not to catch fish than to use good old-fashioned worms. Come on, let's fish. Thunderation, you hooked my sweater.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here, give me that line. Take mine. Oh, here, rip it. Kate knitted that sweater for me all by herself.
Grandpa's got a bite.
Wait till I tell the kids Mr. McCoy caught his own sweater.
Oh, you mustn't. Something on here.
Wow, look at that beauty Mr. Johnson.
You haven't caught a thing, Grandpa?
Oh, well, actually, he was the one that...
Let's take it back and show it to the others.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson is sure some fisherman.
I tried to explain to them, Amos.
Never mind, let's fish here.
I'll take this back and see if I can dry it for you.
Just can't figure it out. Everything seems to be coming out backwards.
Fine fisherman I turned out to be. The only one I caught turned out to be yours.
You still got a good pickle on your line there. Give it time.
Amos, you must think I'm awful silly trying so hard to impress these boys. But it's important to me. I was an only child, you know. I always wanted a brother.
Only child, huh? We had 8 boys in our family. 9 counting the dog.
Amos, you don't know how lucky you are to have a grandson like little Luke. I'd give anything to trade places with you and have that little fella call me Grandpa. Amos, I don't know whether you understand it or not, but it seems to me the only pleasure I have in life now is being around these kids. Because when they look up to me, they make me feel kind of important and needed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How's the fishing, Mr. Johnson? Have any luck?
Oh, well, I'm afraid I didn't do very well.
Didn't do very well. Why, look at the string of fish he done caught. I told you he was a champion fisherman around these parts.
Oh, Amos, he...
Wow, that's what I call fishing.
Didn't you catch anything, Grandpa?
Not a nibble, son. You see, when a great fisherman like Hank Johnson's around, the fish don't bother with an amateur like me.
Oh, no, Amos, I think you should explain.
Now, look, why don't you take these fish and get them ready? We're going to have a whopping big fish fry. Go on, get going now. Go on.
Mr. McCoy?
Yeah?
There's no need for anyone to be a poor fisherman. When you have some time, I'll be glad to give you a few lessons.
Now, you... All right, son. I guess I could use a few. Thank you.
Thanks, Amos.
Don't thank me. I know you think I'm a fine fella, but don't leave my nice looks fool you. I'm just no good.
I think I know what you're trying to say. You didn't want me to catch any fish, did you?
How'd you know that?
Well, even a city slicker'd be suspicious of dill pickle.
I guess I should have given you credit for being smarter than I thought you was. Imagine me trying to fool you with a dill pickle. Ain't no fish in the world that can bite on the tip.
Hey, there's something on the deal. Whopper.
You stand aside. Let me hear it.
Oh, look at you. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Can you imagine that with a dill pickle, too?
Oh, come on, let's take it back and show it to the kids.
No, you go on show it to the kids. I'm going to do some dill pickle fishing.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Oh!
boy, Luke. That new gun Mr. Endicott loaned you really shoots good.
How's she feel? Oh, beautiful, Grandpa. Just beautiful. That's the only word to describe it. Look at the fine curve on that stock, the nice, clean line of that barrel. I swear, if I was another gun, I'd marry it.
Well, before I tied the knot, I'd try her out a few more times.
Here, Grandpa, why don't you take a crack at it?
Yeah, all right. Hold
Good.
this.
Let me load it up for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Say, she feels a lot different than old Emily here, doesn't she? Yeah. Well, all right, Peppina, get ready. Throw her up. Now, don't feel bad, Emily. I ain't deserting you. All right, Peppina, pull.
Nice going, Grandpa.
Sure does shoot nice, don't she?
I'll say. Hey, Grandpa, if you like the way she handles, why don't you use her in the skeet shooting tournament? Mr. Endicott won't mind.
Oh, no, Luke. I won the Valley Championship 2 years running with old Emily here. Don't aim to change now. We're going to do it again this year, too, ain't we, honey? Here, look, you take the new gun. It might help you to make a showing.
Well, now, wait a minute, Grandpa. I didn't do too bad last year. I come in sixth.
Well, 6 to a McCoy, that's like not even being there.
I'll do better this year, Grandpa, because Mr. Endicott gave me a book on shooting when he loaned me the gun. It's got some real good pointers in it.
Look, do me a favor, would you? Take that book and stick it in your pocket and sew up your pocket and forget you ever had it. You just keep on shooting, and I'll give you all the help you need.
Yeah, well, Grandpa, I think maybe we better knock it off for today. And besides, we got to reload some more shells.
All right. We have another session in the morning, though. Peppina, put them targets back in the barn. You know, Luke, if you was to show a little fighting spirit and really tried, you'd be a lot better at shooting and stuff like that. Why, in no time, you'd be almost as good as me.
Miss it! Miss it! I got you. Bullseye! I did it again.
There you see, little Luke's real McCoy. He plays to win.
Grandpa, how'd you do in the shooting? Did you win?
Well, we was just a practicing. But I won, yeah.
Oh, you won't get this one.
Hey, Luke. You want to go inside and get yourself beat at the game of checkies?
Well, Grandpa, what's the use of my playing if I'm going to get beat?
There you go again. Giving up without a fight. Why, you've been like this since the day you was born. You wouldn't even cry when the doctor slapped you.
Grandpa, I got just as much fight as anybody, but when it comes to sports, I like to play for the fun of it. I'm not out for blood. Oh.
What's going on, honey?
No, Grandpa's riding me again. He thinks just because you come into the world with the name McCoy that you got to be a champion at everything.
Now, don't you fret, Lou. You're a champion with me.
There, I won your last marble, so put out some more.
Oh, I don't want to play no more.
What's the matter, you chicken?
Oh, I could beat you if I really wanted to.
Aw, don't make me laugh. A Wilson could have beat a McCoy at anything.
Is that so? Well, I bet you my big brother could beat your big brother at anything you could name.
Maybe so, but I bet he could have beat my grandpa.
My grandpa once caught a fish that weighed 20 pounds.
Well, my grandpa caught one that weighed 30.
You ever seen my brother play horseshoes? He can keep throwing ringers all day.
Well, my grandpa could throw ringers all day, all night, all week, and all month.
Maybe so, but how come you keep talking about your grandpa? What can your big brother do?
Well, he can... Well, did you know Hassie could climb a tree faster than anybody? She and I skate on one foot. Then I told that Billy that you could beat his big brother at anything. Jumping, horseshoes, fishing, anything.
Well, now, little Luke, it's rightly nice of you to go bragging about your grandpa like that, but I don't think you should ought to done it. Did you tell him how good I was at bowling, too?
No, we didn't get around to that. That Billy gives me a pain. Well, he's bragging about his big brother.
More than some little boys I know.
What do you mean?
Little Luke, you've got a big brother, too. Ain't there something about him you can brag on?
Sure there is. Luke can do a lot of things. Well, he can... Well...
Well, don't strain yourself trying to think of something.
What's the matter with him?
Naturally, you wouldn't know. children.
Well, now, little Luke, I tell you. You see, Luke's your big brother, and you should ought to look up to him. Give him respect, you see.
Well, I respect him.
Yeah, but you got to learn how to show it. You want to let him know how much you think of him, see?
Luke, don't you think it's just a little bit childish to be looking for praise from a little boy? And especially to be jealous of your own grandpa?
I know, but still, I don't see
Luke, you know how the family feels about you.
No.
Little Luke loves you as much as anybody. And as for Grandpa, why, he'd box the ears off of anyone who said a word against you.
You're right, Sugar Babe. I guess it is silly for me to get so riled up. You think I ought to go back in there and apologize?
No, just don't let it bother you, that's all. It's best forgotten.
Well, go ahead and tell him, Luke. Go on, tell him.
Well?
He was just telling me how much he thinks he...
He was?
Yep. You're his idol. Go ahead and tell him, little Luke. Go on, tell him.
You're my idol.
Tell him why.
Okay. Why?
Just like we was talking. That Luke can fold more gunny sacks in an hour than a whole team of men can all day.
I'm a real good gunny sack folder.
Well, there's other things you do real good, too, Luke. Like slopping hogs. Your little brother looks up to you for that, too.
Yeah, you sure can slop hogs.
Thank you.
Now, wait a minute, Grandpa. Ain't there anything else you can say about Luke other than him slopping hogs and folding gunny sacks?
Well, he ain't only a good worker, but he's smart, too. Yes. Do you know that he could wave bye-bye when he wasn't but 4 years old? He could dress all by himself when he was just 9.
Grandpa, ain't you afraid you're going to turn my head with all this flattery?
We just wanted you to know that you had respect around here and that you was admired. Well, then, Luke, say goodbye to your idol.
Goodbye, idol.
You had a chance to say what you said.
So, it's best forgotten, huh? Don't let it bother me. Well, I'm bothered.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, look, Sugar Babe, I am sick and tired of being Mr. Nobody around this house.
But you're not.
Yes, I am. And I'm going to do something about it. I don't know what, but I'm... The skeet shooting tournament Saturday.
What?
That's what I'm going to do about it. Yes, Sugar Babe, I am not going to be 6th or 4th or 3rd or even 2nd. This year, I'm going to win it.
Win? But ain't Grandpa entered?
You too, huh?
Now, I didn't mean that...
Look, I know what you meant. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to show all of you. Grandpa might think that the expert that wrote this book don't know what he's talking about, but I happen to think he does. And I'm going to read every word of it. I'd like not to be disturbed for the rest of the evening.
Thanks,
Hi, Grandpa.
Hi. What are you doing here, McGinnis?
Oh, I was just driving by and I heard the shooting, so I thought I'd stop by and see what was going on. And what's going on is pretty good. This boy is red hot. He's too good for me.
Well, of course he is. He's McCoy, ain't he? But let me give you just a little piece of advice, Luke. Now, look, when you're leading the target out like that, don't move your whole body around anything like that. Just move the gun like I do, you see?
Yeah, well, Grandpa, that might be all right for you, but the book says the individual should do it whichever way is best suited to him, you see. Well, I found out the best way for me is to move my whole body.
Well, I don't move my body.
Well, I do.
Well, that's wrong.
Yeah, well, Grandpa, it says right here in the book.
Oh, that book, that ain't going to help you shooting none. And reading it's going to just ruin your eyes and make it worse.
Well, I've been doing just fine, thank you.
He sure has, Amos.
Well, my way, he'll do better.
How could you do better than he's been doing? I tell you, Amos, he's liable to beat you out this year.
Yes, well, it's one thing to be shooting by yourself and another thing when you're shooting against somebody. You ought to know that. You found it out last year. Well, I'll never forget it.
You wouldn't.
He bought himself a brand new gun and a fancy shooting outfit, and I knocked him out the first round.
Well, I had a bad break in that contest.
Yeah, like entering.
All right, go ahead and laugh, but I'll tell you you'll be singing a different tune when Luke beats you out this year.
Me? Senor Grandpa, if he shoots Saturday the way he's shooting today, he could beat you.
Well, now, son, that'll be hardly likely. But you'll be all right, Luke. Just so long as you don't let yourself get nervous, you see. Wouldn't that be something, no? Amos McCoy first and Luke McCoy second? What's the matter, boy?
Well, it just don't occur to you that I might be number one, does it?
You?
Well, it occurs to me.
Good. Keep up that fighting spirit. That's a healthy way to feel. Aiming for first is a good way to come in second.
Amos, Luke got you worried, huh?
Worried? Me?
Yeah, anybody that talks about winning as much as you do must be figuring on losing.
You know, Mac, I think the noise of that shooting must have scrambled your brains. Because I ain't about to lose nothing.
That's what Napoleon said just before he lost at Waterloo.
I ain't interested in other skeet shooters. All I know is that I'm the champion of this here valley. And I don't aim to step down.
Amos, there comes a time when you got to step down.
What do you mean?
Young blood, sharper eye, steadier hand. Bound to happen.
Young blood? Why, I got the same blood in me I've had all my life. It's still pumping quite nicely, thank you. Now you can oblige me by just getting off on my property.
Yeah, don't worry, I will. Say, you know, I'm not going to even enter this contest. I'm going to get to town and get some bets done on Luke before the word gets around.
You're betting on Luke?
Yes?
To win? Again me? Why, Mac, your brains ain't scrambled. They turned to mush.
I don't think so, pal. Say, you want me to put a couple of bucks on Luke for you? It might ease the pain of losing.
Look, you take that flapping jaw of yours and you'll get.
Yeah, I'm going, but I tell you that...
Get on. Keep a flapping. I hope your tongue gets all sunburned.
That does it, folks. The winner of the semifinals, Luke McCoy.
Nice shooting, Luke.
That means that in the finals, young McCoy will be up against none other than his own grandfather, the defending champion, Amos McCoy. Yes, sir. Kind of looks like we got a real family feud going here.
Yeah, and Luke's going to beat Amos, too.
What happens now, Kate? Well, Grandpa and Luke each get 25 shots, and the one that gets the most hits wins.
Gee, it sure is exciting. Only who do we root for?
Well, that's simple, Hassie. We just yell, "Come on, McCoy."
Yeah, Luke, I'm rightly proud of you making the finals like this.
Well, Grandpa, I'm just doing what you told me. I'm getting that old McCoy fighting spirit.
That's the way I like to hear you talk. Well, may the best man win. Whoops. I don't want to sound like I'm a rooting for me.
All right, Dan, you can take your position at the station.
Go to it, kid. Give him the business.
Well, good luck, Luke.
Same to you, Grandpa. Amos McCoy, call your first shot whenever you're ready.
Yeah, this is it, Amos. Say goodbye to that trophy, ex-champ. Oh! Lucky shot, Amos. Yeah, you must have had both eyes closed.
Easy, Mac. Ain't no need for heckling.
Oh!
Next shooter is Luke McCoy.
Bull! Attaboy, Luke. Keep the pressure on him. Bull! Oh, boy. I'm going to enjoy this.
races at station number 1 for doubles, gentlemen.
So far, Grandpa ain't missed a shot.
Neither is Luke.
Well, anyway, McCoy's gonna win.
I thought you said Senor Grandpa didn't have a chance. So far, he's nip and talk.
Yeah, but you notice he's taking more and more time between each shot. Yes, sir. The old man knows he's in trouble, all right.
No, he ain't. He's shooting as good as ever. He's a champ. Don't worry about a thing, Grandpa.
Good luck, honey.
You're my boy, Luke. You getting tired, Amos? You want your rocking chair?
Don't let him rile you, Grandpa.
Oh.
Pull!
The score is now 22 all. All right, Amos McCoy, ready for your last double.
He's cracking! He's cracking! What's the matter, Amos? Pressure getting too much for you?
You should shoot as good as Senor Grandpa when you're an old man.
Grandpa, just keep your mind on what you're doing. Don't let nothing bother you.
Ain't nothing bothering me none. Thank you, son.
Oh!
First break in the match, folks. A miss by Amos McCoy.
Bye-bye, Amos. The honeymoon is over. Yeah, I got a tip for you, Amos. Use wider bullets. How about that?
Go ahead, son. You all right, Grandpa? I'm all right. Go ahead and shoot, boy. You deserve to win.
Throw!
Get it. Hasn't made a bad shot by bat all day.
It's all tied up. Grandpa can still win.
Take it easy, boy. On that first one, you jerked the trigger instead of squeezing it.
Yeah, I guess I was kind of jumpy.
Well, don't be.
All right, Amos McCoy.
Give it all you got, Grandpa.
Come on, Emily. Everything's riding on this one. Halt!
Kate, what happens if Luke gets his, too?
Well, then it's all tied up and they have to shoot another 25 till somebody wins.
Yeah, well, Amos has had it. He'll never make it through another 25.
Well, that blowhard don't know what he's talking about, Grandpa. Us McCoys can shoot all day, can't we? Well, can't we?
Yeah, I reckon you can.
You don't sound like you could.
Oh, go ahead and shoot. Stop talking.
Luke McCoy, last shot.
Now remember, squeeze her easy like.
Pull! The winner and still champion, Amos McCoy.
I'm mighty proud of you, Luke.
What for? I lost, didn't I?
Did you, Luke?
Sure. Well, you see what happened. there's 2 layers of air. Down here on the ground, it's real calm. But up there, oh, my, it's really tricky. On that last shot, that target went out and...
Let's just say you lost and you won, all at the same time.
Now, thank you, folks, but don't forget Luke. He gave me a good run for my money. Hey, Luke. You was all right in there.
Well, he was just a little bit better, Grandpa. I guess when the chips are down, it takes an old pro to really come through.
Well, thank you, boy. I was watching, of course, and I think I know your troubles now. It was all that hogwash out of that book. If you was to start taking lessons with me right now, you could be the next champion. I figure on stepping down next year, and without me in there, why, you're sure to win. Howdy, Mac. How'd you like the match?